Hello everybody and welcome to the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. It is Andy's Frozen Custard 340. It is round 12 of the season and we're gearing up for 200 laps to get underway. Justin Allgaier is on pole position from Brandon Jones in second. Kyle Larson starts in third. Connor Zilic is fourth. Brent Cruz fifth. Corey Day in sixth. Austin Hill seventh. Jeremy Clements in eighth. Ryan Seek ninth. Parker Redslav rounds on the top 10. Then we get Sheldon Creed ahead of Taylor Gray, Rajaj Caruth, Carson Quaffle alongside Sammy Sith, William Saholwich, Sam Mayer, Anthony Alfredo, Austin Green, Austin Dillon, Jesse Love down in 21st after poor qualifying, Dean Thompson, Kyle Sieg, Harrison Burton, Jeb Burton, Josh Williams, Brendan Poole, Patrick Starpoli, Blaine Perkins, Mason Maggio alongside Dawson Cram, Grant Smithley, Josh Balicki, Brad Perez, David Starr, Joey Gaze, Levi Scott, and Ryan Ellis. You're going to have driver tracker and all the information that we can get our hands on. It's time to get underway. Let's turn our attention now over to PRN as we get set for today's action.
All for Victory Junction.
30th anniversary of the Kyle Petty Charity Ride.
You're listening to the Performance Racing Network's live coverage of the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series.
Welcome back to Texas Motor Speedway, PRN's live coverage of the Andy's Frozen Custard 300 here at Texas Motor Speedway. Got a full field of 38 drivers. Let's hear from some of them and welcome in our pit reporters as we start with Heather DeBow.
Here now with Corey Dave, last week's winner, first win in the series. Have you let it sink in yet that you got your first win at Talladega?
Yeah, I have. It's a super cool feeling. It's one that I've chased for a long time now in a stock car. So really cool, really looking forward to today as well. My guys did a really good job yesterday for practice and I feel like our car is really good and we're in a good starting spot. So hopefully try and go back last week's win up with another one today.
You're also going for that Dash for Cash win. You're up against some competitors that have won it before, some have not. How do you feel about your chances of beating those other three Dash for Cash drivers?
Yeah, I think I got a good shot. We're in a good starting spot, and that's, I think, the biggest part of it at these mile-and-a-half races is just putting yourself in contention as soon as possible. So I know my guys will do a good job and just kind of see how the race plays out.
All right, Corey Day mentioned that good starting spot. He'll roll off sixth today.
Extra $100,000 on the line for Corey Day. Joining Heather DeBow on pit lane is Brett McMillan.
Brandon Jones starting on the outside front row, still looking for that first win here at Texas. What's it going to take to get that?
Well, I think we're on the right foot to start this weekend, starting second here. Got some big heavy hitters in the race. We've got Larson and you know how good Allgaier and a couple of these guys are going to be here in the race. But I think we're going to compete with them today. We've got a really fast GR Supra with Sylvania on the hood this weekend and Menards on the side. So I'm excited to go at it. I've been wanting that dang cowboy skull and bull skull for a long time now. I was mad Justin got that belt buckle. I didn't know they gave belt buckles for the pole. I was joking with him. I was like, well, I would have got the pole if I knew the belt buckle was going to happen. But all in all, really good weekend here for us. We were really fast in practice yesterday and ran the truck race last night, finished fourth in that, so some momentum today and a couple little things that I learned that will help me here at the start of the race.
Well, he's got a great view to start it, sitting in that front row.
Yep, he'll be on the outside of the front row alongside Justin Allgaier when we drop the green flag. Final member of our pit crew down on pit lane is Alan Cavana.
Another one of those drivers looking for an extra $100,000 today, Sammy Smith. Your crew chief told me you believe you may have one of the best mile-and-a-half cars you've ever been in. That's a good sign for an extra $100K.
Yeah, unfortunately, he qualified 15th today. Just didn't quite have underestimated the grip level in qualifying and qualified 15th. But yeah, practice was great. I thought everyone's motivated, everyone's doing a great job. We had a good car, like you said, in practice, and another good reason to go win the race and get an extra $100,000 from O'Reilly's, and yeah, we're looking forward to today.
We're clearly seeing more consistency, better finishes. What's contributed to that to help you?
Managing the races. I think my crew chief Corey Shea has done a great job leading the team, and yeah, we've been able to have consistent finishes. I thought Talladega was great last week, and the last couple weeks before that, we were just right outside the top 10, but looking forward to getting in the top 5 today and having a good run.
All right, Sammy Smith looking for that extra money. You expect a lot of speed out of him today.
Appreciate that, Alan Cavana and Brad. Those are just 3 of the 38. A lot of good field, good drivers and good cars set to go racing here in the Andes Frozen Custard 340.
We're inching closer to the green flag here at Texas Motor Speedway. We'll come back and give you some storylines we'll be looking forward to here at Texas Motor Speedway.
Vehicle safety starts underneath. That's why the pros choose Napa for undercar solutions that stop safety issues before they become costly problems. Go further with complete repairs that restore stopping, steering, and stability. Then grow your business through trust and repeat visits. With premium rotors, pads, struts, and wheel hub assemblies, Napa has everything you need to keep undercar under control. That's Napa know-how.
When it comes to maintaining your engine to run at peak performance, trust Z-Max Micro Lubricant. Z-Max soaks into metal and is so easy to add to your oil or gas to disperse carbon buildup in your engine, fuel system, and transmission. Protect your vehicle's engine to the max with Z-Max. Check us out at zmax.com or visit us on Facebook and X to find out more about our full line of products. Remember the name Z-Max for your car, big rigs, small engines, firearms, and more. That's Z-Max Micro Lubricant.
When the checkered flag drops, the night starts in fabulous Las Vegas. Come to the sports and entertainment capital of the world and see why it's the best place for racing fans on and off the track. Learn more at visitlasvegas.com. From Fort Worth, Texas, this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
I'm Andrew Kurland, along with David Stiles, here to give you the latest NASCAR news and opinions on PRN's Garage Pass. Would you give Braxton the bumper?
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, we've raced against each other a couple times, and I've been really fair with him and really clean with him. He might get stuck on the outside, and I got to build a gap because I see him out there, so I got to build a gap for 2 guys with people behind me to let him in, you know. So I'm feeling some bumpers from behind to try to help him.
With Garage Pass, you won't miss a moment from green to checkered flag.
Mike Rowe on the student organization known as Skills USA.
Well, everybody talks about high unemployment. It seems to me that the real problem is the skills gap. There are opportunities available, millions of them. Skills USA is on the front line. They're encouraging soft skills, specific skills. They're the connective tissue in between the opportunities that exist and the hopes that a lot of parents and kids have for their own future.
Learn more at microworks.com and skillsusa.org.
Skills USA, champions at work.
NASCAR is back at America's Home for Racing, May 22nd through the 24th for the Coca-Cola 600.
Back at Texas Motor Speedway for the Andes Frozen Custard 340. Alongside Nick Yeoman, my name is Brad Gilley, talking about the storylines for this race. Well, we had a first-time winner last week at Talladega. That was Corey Day. By the way, Nick, he backed it up with a 6th-place finish Thursday night in the high-limit race at the dirt track. You can watch him race again tonight, but we're going to watch him race in the Andes Frozen Custard 340 this afternoon and try and go back-to-back.
He's had an amazing season so far. Very Carson Hocevar-like, where he's ruffled a few feathers early in the season, but gets faster and faster every week, and certainly put it all together with a win at Talladega. And we'll see if he can have a Carson Hocevar-like weekend here at Texas Motor Speedway, because Corey has a very fast car. A couple other guys that have very fast cars, Brad, both Connor Zilisch and Kyle Larson. They are both in this race. A year ago, Kyle Larson was driving the 88 car that Connor Zilisch ran full-time. Connor, of course, was sidelined due to injury. Kyle took that car to victory lane. Now both of them get to square off, go head-to-head here in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. I think they're both going to be in contention all day long to win this race.
I would agree, and they square off from the second row. Yeah. Kyle Larson qualified 3rd. Connor Zilisch qualified 4th. But guess what? Both Kyle Larson and Connor Zilisch are in Junior Motorsports Chevrolet, the man who has dominated the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series this year. In fact, more of a dominant run in this series than what Tyler Reddick has in the Cup Series. Over a 130-point lead right now is Justin Allgaier. 30-plus wins in this series. Not a single one has happened here in Fort Worth.
And he had a fantastic Friday, Brad. Not only grabbing the pole position for this race, but was fastest in practice in 1-lap pace, 5-lap pace, 15-lap pace. Justin Allgaier has a phenomenal car and is going to be a contender. And then, of course, as we mentioned, final race for the Dash for Cash. A lot of money on the line for Corey Day, Brent Cruz, Sheldon Creed, and Sammy Smith. $100,000 extra dollars just sitting there for somebody whoever finishes ahead of the other 3 today.
Yeah, so far, Sheldon Creed has won 2 of them, and Justin Allgaier has won 1. Justin Allgaier has taken more money than anyone in the Dash for Cash. He is approaching fastly $1 million since this program has started. So those are just some of the storylines we're looking forward to here today in the Andy's Frozen Custard 340. We've got 3 Napa Auto Parts pit reporters with us today. Safety starts underneath. Napa has the undercar solutions you need to stop issues, go further with repairs, and grow your shop. Keep undercar under control at Napa. Let's go back down to Alan Cavana.
Always so much to race for, but how about an extra $100,000 for Brent Cruz if you pull it off today? Starting 5th, what do you think are your chances?
Yeah, I like him. Our Mobile 1 Toyota GR Supra is really fast. Made a mistake there in qualifying and got into the fence a little bit, but I'm excited for today. It's kind of a hot one today compared to yesterday, but ready to get going. I love Texas. I love every racetrack I've been to in Texas so far, so hopefully this track will continue with it.
What do you think helps you adapt so quickly to this kind of new racing, different speeds, different car, all that stuff?
I think it's just kind of stems from growing up racing a whole lot of different things. My dad had me racing dirt midgets, dirt sprint cars, go-karts, late models, TA2 cars, and I think that just, you don't have a choice other than to figure stuff out fast. So I think that's where it stemmed from, and then all the preparation we do back at the shop at JGR is just equivalence to that.
All right, well, if you can figure it out today, it's an extra $100,000 for Brent Cruz.
Thank you so much, Alan Cavana. Brett McMillan is standing by with our pole sitter today.
Yeah, Justin Allgaier and family posing for some pictures with some fans. I'm going to step in here. There's a big hole in your resume when it comes to Texas Motor Speedway. You've done everything but win here. Why is that?
I wish I could tell you the answer. I feel like we've come up with a lot of reasons why not to win here, but just proud of this team, everybody on a Roto-Rooter Chevrolet, the effort that's been put in to come in here, knowing that this is a good racetrack for us, and really just maximizing the weekend so far. So we have to do a good job of executing today, but I feel like this team, everybody on the 7 car, everybody at JBMotorsports has done a great job with that. So Hendrick Engine Power, obviously everybody at Chevrolet, and we have all the tools. We just have to go out there and execute and not make those mistakes that have kept us out of victory lane for so many times here.
Is it because you don't look good in a cowboy hat?
No, I actually, I really want to win a cowboy hat because that's really the only way my wife is going to let me wear one, and I'm pretty confident I'm going to wear it for like the next, I don't know, the rest of my life maybe if I get one. So, we'll see what that holds. It's working right now for Carson Hocevar to wear a cowboy hat, so maybe it would be worth it.
All right, that's Justin Allgaier, our pole sitter today, Heather DeVoe.
And here now is Sheldon Creed. Sheldon, you've been on a hot streak, you and your team here with top 10s, the best you've had so far in your career. What do you think has been the key to that success that you guys have been seeing?
Yeah, I've been really solid to start our year here, and yeah, probably just experience and being in the series for 5 years now, and honestly just having a notebook last year to build off of, and I think switching over to Chevrolet helped a lot, but really just honestly I give all the credit to my guys, just building really fast race cars the last, I don't want to say few weeks, really all year. So yeah, it's been really enjoyable, and we're going to keep trying to do it.
Now you're going for your 3rd straight Dash for Cash win. What are some of the challenges you're going to face here today at Texas Motor Speedway to stay up front, go for a victory, and beat those other Dash for Cash drivers?
Yeah, I think track position is really important here. Really easy to get yourself in trouble in dirty air. So going to try to be smart early on and try to get some track position, hopefully get some on pit road, and yeah, try to keep yourself towards the front and yeah, battle it out from there and try to get a win. If not, try to beat the other 3 for another Dash for Cash win.
All right, Sheldon Creed rolls off 11th today.
Thank you so much, Heather DeBow. And yeah, if Justin Allgaier would have just not shown up this season, Brad, I think we'd be talking more about Sheldon Creed. He's 105 points behind Justin Allgaier, but a good 36 points clear of everybody else. Sheldon's having a great year, 9 top 10 finishes in 11 races. He has found that consistency that when chase time rolls around, don't want to hand the trophy to Justin Allgaier quite yet. I think Sheldon Creed's going to have something to say about it. He's had a really nice year.
Yeah, I think so, too. I want to see Justin Allgaier in the cowboy hat.
I do, too.
I think that would be great. A couple of cars will be going to the back for unapproved adjustments. That would be Jesse Love. He actually did not have the best of qualifying efforts. He qualified 21st. And the 39 of Ryan Sieg, remember, he was part of one of the closest finishes in NASCAR history here, getting passed by Sam Mayer right at the start-finish line. And LeVar Scott in the number 45, they actually had an engine change. He didn't qualify yesterday. LeVar Scott is an awesome guy. I saw him yesterday over in the Speedway Club and working his way down into the infield to get ready to go out and practice and qualify. I really wish him the best. He is one hard competitor, has just not had the best of luck this year, but what a nice young man.
Yeah, did a really nice job in the ARCA Menards series over the last couple years to get this opportunity to move up into the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts series. And, yeah, certainly talented young prospect, trying with one of the more underfunded, smaller teams to make his way, and we'll see what he can do from starting from the rear of the field with those other drivers today.
Yeah, impressive what we've seen. You know, we've talked about the first-time winners here. William Sawalich at Rockingham Speedway. He ran the truck race here last night. Corey Day at Talladega Superspeedway. Of course, we got to call Sheldon Creed to his first career victory at Echo Park Speedway in Atlanta. Brent Cruz is a driver who continues to impress. He didn't even start the season because he was not old enough to run at Daytona. He's old enough to run all of the races right now and is about to scratch his way up into chase contention after giving up a handful of races to the rest of the field.
Yeah, last 3 races, he's been in the top 5, and they've been vastly different tracks. So Brent Cruz feels like a guy that in the second half of the season, I think when he really gets his feet underneath him, going to be very, very comfortable. He may be there already and knocking on the door, and maybe today we add a 4th first-time winner in Brent Cruz, but very talented young prospect. And, again, just a teenager and competing against some of the best in the business. But Joe Gibbs Racing really likes Brent Cruz, and he has shown out in the limited starts that he's made this year.
Yeah, the driver of the Kubota Chevy in the NASCAR Cup Series, Ross Chastain, is going to be joining us for the play-by-play of our broadcast as well. Coming up, we'll introduce you to a couple of other folks who will help us call that play-by-play, as we'll have Andrew Curlin up in turns 1 and 2, and our buddy Happy Race Day Pat Patterson up in 3 and 4. It is a beautiful Texas day here, not a cloud in the sky. They call this Chamber of Commerce weather. That is exactly what we have here today. The temperature, 72 degrees, and we're getting ready for 300 miles of racing. The Andes Frozen Custard 340. Let's get our pre-race ceremonies underway as we go trackside with announcer Brian Hammond at Texas.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as you are able. Remove your hats and veterans render a hand salute as the 1st Cavalry Division Honor Guard from Fort Hood, Texas presents our nation's colors. Here to offer today's invocation, please welcome from Texas Alliance Raceway Ministries, Brett Schisler.
Would you please pray with me? Most loving and gracious God, we come to you today and we thank you. We think about the folks nearby that have been affected by so many of the storms, and we ask your prayers for each and every one of them. Lord, we especially come to you today and we thank you for the men and women all over the world that help to keep us free, that we can be here safely and pray together. So Lord, we come to you today and we also ask for your safety. We ask that you be with each and every one of the drivers, all the crews, the fire safety people, and Lord, especially be with us in our world to guide us and direct us and help us to understand what it is that you have placed before us to do. It is in the strong and beautiful name of your Son, Jesus Christ, we pray. Amen.
Here to perform our national anthem, please welcome the United States Army 1st Cavalry Division Band from Fort Hood, Texas.
That'll put the wraps on our pre-race coverage. We are getting set to fire engines here at Texas Motor Speedway in the Andes Frozen Custard 340.
Here's Bubba Wallace on the importance of sponsorships.
This sport was built on relationships and partnerships and sponsorships, and none of this is possible without our sponsors and being able to represent Fortune 500 companies and just all-around great people I've had a fair share of sponsors be a part of my career, and forever in debt, forever grateful for the opportunities to represent those brands.
NASCAR Network Radio drives business.
By downloading the free PRN mobile app, you can listen to all of our live race broadcasts anywhere. You'll also have easy access to all of our award-winning studio shows. Get all the latest racing information at your fingertips with the PRN mobile app.
From Texas Motor Speedway, this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Are you looking to make NASCAR a little bit more compelling, or are you tired of watching your bankroll dry up after missing another parlay bet on your favorite Cup Series driver? Well, I've got just what the doctor ordered, a steady dose of Racer's Odds. Hi, I'm David Stiles, and along with Andrew Kurland, we try to bring you the best insider information and our sharp bets as we help you grow your bankroll by betting on NASCAR's top 3 series. Find us wherever you listen to major podcasts and on the Performance Racing Network YouTube page.
Fireworks in the air here at Nashville Superspeedway.
Reddick and Bell locked together door to door as they head into 3. Nobody giving an inch there.
Start your engines as the Cracker Barrel 400 NASCAR triple header this May 29th through the 31st storms into Nashville Superspeedway, where horsepower meets Music City rhythm. 3 days, 3 races. It's a high-speed honky-tonk under the lights all weekend long. Get your tickets at NashvilleSuperspeedway.com or call 866-RACE-TICKS today.
Catch all the action of NASCAR's All-Star Weekend May 15th through 17th at the Monster Mile. Go to DoverMotorspeedway.com.
We're about to fire them up in the Lone Star State today in the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. And the great thing about Texas is drivers like to win here because it's big. And a big win feels good. Ask last year's Cup champion Kyle Larson. He climbed in a car for the ailing Connor Zilic last spring here and scored the win.
Kyle Larson now down the backstretch, perhaps for the final time today here at Texas Motor Speedway in relief of Connor Zilic. What a great afternoon for him. And the number 8, here comes Kyle Larson for the win.
Well, I knew I was going to have quite a bit fresher tires, but you just don't know if it's going to quite work out. You know, the Xfinity Series gets crazy sometimes, and I knew everybody would be desperate to try and get far forward. And thankfully, just there was no craziness that really happened in front of me, and could stay a little patient getting there. So yeah, I was just having fun today.
He'll be driving again today and hopes to repeat. But a man who already has 1 win under his belt this year might have something to say about that. Sheldon Creed got the Atlanta win in February and has been building consistency since then.
Winning Atlanta definitely helped kickstart it, and then just building confidence back in myself and the team and just getting good momentum rolling. Switching back over to Chevrolet has been a great help to our team. The cars just have a lot of speed, and yeah, I think momentum and just having confidence in this sport can go a long way, and that just keeps building every week.
And don't forget that last week's Talladega race produced a brand new winner, Corey Day. Corey never expected to see a Talladega win.
No, no. I kind of crossed super speedways and road courses off the list almost, to be honest with you. I thought it would be a 1.5 miles or a place like Bristol or something like that. So yeah, super crazy. Honestly, it really hasn't sunk in yet because I kind of had it so far out of my mind that it was even possible for me to win one of these. So honestly, it's kind of cool though that it was so unexpected. I think that kind of adds a little bit of something to it.
So anything can happen in Texas, and it's about to, in the Andes Frozen Custard 340 on PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Lone Star State is about to roar to life with the stars of the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series here at Texas Motor Speedway. Nick Yeoman, Brad Gilley, Ross Chastain will join us in a little bit to give his insight. Brad, always love coming to Texas Motor Speedway. I know these O'Reilly drivers are really fired up. They had a really nice practice qualifying session, got a full field of fantastic drivers and cars as we are just moments away from firing the engines here at Texas.
I think that's the great thing as well. We came into yesterday not even thinking we were going to have any on-track activity Ultimately, we did not get a single drop of rain. Everything that was supposed to happen happened on schedule, including in practice and qualifying for the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, where Justin Allgaier and Brandon Jones had the 2 fastest cars, and they will start on the front row. I see Andy Kuntz from Andy's Frozen Custard ready to give the command to fire engines. He'll be bringing us some frozen custard coming up here in just a little while, but an exciting way to start it. 300 miles, but it's the Andy's Frozen Custard 340. It is their 40th anniversary this year for Andy's Frozen Custard. Let's go trackside now with announcer Brian Hammond to get things fired up here in Texas.
And now, here to say the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome Chief Executive Officer and owner of Andy's Frozen Custard, Andy Kuntz, alongside his daughter Leah Kuntz and family.
Happy Race Day, America. From our family to yours for the last 40 years, thank you. Welcome to the Andy's Frozen Custard 340 at Texas Motor Speedway. You ready?
Drivers, start your engines!
Now, the starting lineup presented by Hunt Brothers Pizza.
Starting 38th, Ryan Ellis, the Eclipse Claims Consulting Chevrolet. 37th will be LeVar Scott, the Urban Affairs Coalition Chevrolet. Joey Gase rolls off 36th in the Stripes TV Chevrolet. 35th will be David Starr, the Clean Burn Chevrolet. Brad Perez starts 34th in the Weiss Sand and Clay Chevrolet. Starting 33rd, Josh Balicki, the Stand Ready Apparel Chevrolet. 32nd will be Garrett Smithley, the Trophy Tractor Chevrolet. And Dawson Cram starts 31st in a Chevrolet.
Mason Maggio starts 30th today in the Success Unlocked Chevrolet, alongside the Werner Chevrolet of Blaine Perkins. It's the Cyforb Chevrolet of Patrick Storopoli in 28th, alongside Brennan Poole in the Frontline Fire Protection Chevrolet. Josh Williams starts 26th in the Optum Chevrolet, alongside Jeb Burton in the State Water Heater Chevrolet. It's the Pit Boss Competition Series Academy Sports Toyota for Harrison Burton in 24th, alongside Kyle Sieg in the Centerfuge Chevrolet. It's the Thompson Pipe Group Big River Trenches Toyota for Dean Thompson. He'll start 22nd, alongside Jesse Love in the Samsara Chevrolet.
Rolling off 20th, Austin Dillon, the Boot Barn Chevrolet. Austin Green starts 19th in the 3dimensional.com Chevrolet. Anthony Alfredo rolls off 18th, the Big Rack Spirit Chevrolet. 17th will be Sam Mayer, the Andy's Frozen Custard 40th Anniversary Chevrolet. In the Starkey Toyota, William Sawalich starts 16th. 15th, Sammy Smith, the Pilot Chevrolet. 14th will be Carson Quapple, the Arby's Barbecue Chevrolet. 13th, Rajah Caruth, the HendrickCars.com Chevrolet. Taylor Gray rolls off 12th in the Operation 300 Toyota, and starting 11th will be Sheldon Creed, the Road Ranger Chevrolet.
In 10th, it's Parker Retzlaff in the Fentanyl Free America Chevrolet, alongside Ryan Sieg in the SciAps Jamora Chevrolet. Starting 8th, it's Jeremy Clements in the Alliance Driveway Solutions Chevy, alongside Austin Hill in 7th in the Distributor Wire and Cable Chevrolet. Corey Day starts 6th in the HendrickCars.com Chevrolet, alongside Brent Cruz in 5th in the Mobile One Toyota. Connor Zillich starts 4th in the Registics Truck Club Chevrolet, alongside Kyle Larson in the HendrickCars.com Chevrolet. And now for the front row, it's Brandon Jones on the outside in the Menard Sylvania Toyota, and the pole sitter is Justin Allgaier in the Roto-Rooter Chevrolet with a speed of 188.607 miles per hour.
And that's your starting lineup for the Andy's Frozen Custard 340.
The starting lineup brought to you by Hunt Brothers Pizza. At Hunt Brothers Pizza, we love racing and we love pizza. Visit huntbrotherspizza.com or download the app to find your next pizza.
Listen, were you forced into getting a solar contract and now you just don't want it anymore? Maybe the solar company misled you. Or is your solar contract buried with hidden fees? Are you not saving the amount of money you thought you would on your energy costs? Don't worry. At the Solar Exit Hotline, we can help you cancel your solar contract, even if the panels are already installed. Our experienced legal team will review your contract and help you cancel it, possibly saving you thousands of dollars. You got to call right now for complete details. So listen, if you're not happy with your solar contract for any reason, we are here to help you cancel it. Call the Solar Exit Hotline now for immediate options to help you exit your solar contract. This call is 100% free.
800-471-3491. 800-471-3491. 800-471-3491. That's 800-471-3491.
Cars are rolling off of pit road, and we are getting set to take the green flag of the Andes Frozen Custard 340 from Fort Worth, Texas. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Hi, this is Doug Rice of PRN. Join me for another great episode of Fast Talk.
There must be hundreds of thousands of individual parts in that car that are put together by hundreds of guys all over the world that come together in a hub, that come together in a spindle, that come together in a bearing. You have to include thousands of people in this conspiracy. And then when it's over with, you have to go around and get rid of all those thousands of people.
That's Fast Talk right here on PRN.
It's hard to believe in this day and age in the United States of America that children are hungry.
Our time on this planet is short. We have to give back to those in need.
Every child has a chance, no matter what obstacles they may encounter.
Never have we been taxed more as a society to help kids the way we are right now.
At Speedway Children's Charities,
our mission is simple. Help every child we can.
Because all children
deserve joy
and hope
and love.
You're listening to the Performance Racing Network's live coverage of the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series.
Welcome back to Texas Motor Speedway. The cars in tow behind a couple of Corvette pace cars as they get set to start the Andes Frozen Custard 340. Before they do, we're going to survey our Napa Auto Parts pit reporters to find out who they think might make it to victory lane with our Pit Road Pick, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com. We'll start with the man who we found out this week has better hair than 80s heartthrob Kirk Cameron, Alan Cavana.
It's true. It is true. And I'm going to use great logic and pick a driver who's never been here before to race. Connor Zilisch wins today.
All right, how about you, Heather DeBow?
You guys have me laughing on that hair comment, and I can't get over it. But I will say that the guy who's leading the field to green, Justin Allgaier, he's going to put it in victory lane for the first time here in his career at Texas Motor Speedway.
All right, what say you, Brett McMillan? You've had a lot of success here.
I'm glad to still have my hair. What are you talking about? Hey, I'm going to go with a guy who's be a first-time winner. We've had a bunch of them this year. How about a guy that lost by 2 inches here a few years ago? Today, he wins. Ryan Sieg with the upset.
Alan, Heather, great stuff. Looking forward to your reports from pit lane all day long. Everything's bigger in Texas. This 1.5-mile track. Brad and I are going to need a little help to describe the action. Helping us to call the play-by-play are our State Water Heaters turn announcers. The view from the turns is brought to you by State Water Heaters. When you need a water heater, make sure you get a State. Visit statewaterheaters.com to find a professional installer near you. Looking down at turns 1 and 2, we welcome in Andrew Kurland.
Thank you, guys. It is a beautiful view here in 1 and 2. Where I'll be covering the action. 20 degrees of banking, a little bit flatter than turns 3 and 4, but don't let that fool you because it can get pretty hairy over here. Talking to some of the drivers, including fan favorite Brad Perez, he says this is a momentum-based corner. Off of turn number 4, you carry what feels like the speed of sound down the front straightaway, and it can become a handful in 1 and 2. There's only about 2 to 3 grooves of racetrack, even though it's a very wide 80-foot width of racetrack, but it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of aero block moves, and a lot of action to cover over here as they make their way down the back straightaway. They come into the view of Pat Patterson.
And thank you very much, Andrew. Happy race day, everybody. I'll pick them up as they zoom right under the Big Hoss TV that's right here on the backstretch. We'll watch them come into turn number 3 over here. If you have a good 1 and 2, you can really make hay down here on my end of the racetrack. 24 degrees of banking here. The exit of turn 4, a little tricky, and it gets tight in traffic. We'll be watching that. 3 very distinctive lanes are marked on the racetrack. I expect to see them use all 3 of them before this afternoon is over with. As these tires wear and the fuel dissipates, well, these guys go hunting for grip, and they'll be hunting it all afternoon down here in 3 and 4. We will be your eyes and ears for some great O'Reilly Series racing here at Texas.
Thank you, Pat Patterson. Thank you, Pickles Curlin. The front straightaway here at Texas, it's called a double dog leg. Part of the reason, it's an extra challenge. The other part of the reason, Nick Yeoman, it actually creates better views for the race fans sitting on this massive front straightaway here at Texas, but it just becomes one big arc. Even though the track has a couple of kinks for the drivers, they kick that wheel to the left. They want to hold it there before they dive back into one.
Last night in the Craftsman Truck Series race, they used every bit of the double dogleg, including some of the grass, some of pit road. A lot of extra paint has been laid down overnight. In fact, our producer, Laura Beth Barnhart, we watched them paint some of the start-finish line last night. They got to work pretty quickly here at Texas Motor Speedway. But you're right, you can go 2x2 through that double dogleg. Got to take care of each other. We've seen a lot of action and a lot of moving left and right, Brad. It's a momentum racetrack here at Texas Motor Speedway, and that run down into turn number 1, they're going to be fighting for space, fighting for track position all day long today here at Texas Motor Speedway.
It is going to be a big fight. 300 miles, 200 laps make up the Andy's Frozen Custard 340 as Andy's Frozen Custard celebrates their 40th anniversary. Always look forward to NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series racing here in Fort Worth. This is where the West begins, and a lot of awesome stuff happening here. Pat Patterson, well, they're not zooming underneath Big Hoss just yet, but the next time you see them, they certainly will be.
Yeah, they're making their way underneath that Big Hoss television, which everybody loves when they come to Texas. You're sitting all the way across the racetrack here. You can see everything on the replays that you can't see right in front of you. We watch them head our way. Here's the way the top 10 will start. Row number 5, Parker Retzlaff to the outside. Ryan Siegel almost won here not too long ago. He starts 9th. Over in the 4th row would be Jeremy Clements and Austin Hill. Row number 3, Corey Day and Brent Cruz. Connor Zillich and Kyle Larson line up together in row number 2. Front row, it is Brandon Jones to the outside, and Little Gator, Justin Allgaier in that 7 machine. Red and white colors today for him, by the way. Lights are out on that Corvette pace car. The fans are on their feet on a perfect afternoon to go racing in Texas. We're about to turn them loose.
Pace car about to take that left-hand turn onto pit lane. It's a pair of O'Reilly Auto Parts Series veterans on the front row. Brandon Jones to the outside, and your points leader, Justin Allgaier, who hammers the throttle. We are racing at Texas Motor Speedway, and they are even. Andrew Curlin into turn 1.
They are door-to-door going into turn 1 for the first time. Justin Allgaier down low will now surge into the lead. Brandon Jones is in second, and the battle is for Zach. Oh, and there's trouble behind him. 2, 3, 4, 5 cars get into it. Taylor Gray is one of those drivers. Patrick Starpoli is one of those as the whole field woes down here. Corey Day also involved, so trouble here in turn number 2 to start this race.
We are under the first caution on lap number 1 here at Texas Motor Speedway. Everyone will continue, but we certainly have some teams that are going to have to use up one of those sets of Goodyear tires after sliding sideways here. We'll be back with more of the Andy's Frozen Custard 300 right after this.
Fueling NASCAR champions on the track for over 20 years to innovating 94 octane, the highest octane on the market. Performance is what Sunoco does. All Sunoco fuel at the pump meets the same top-tier standards as the fuel used in NASCAR. From the track to your tank, you can trust Sunoco to help your vehicle perform at its peak.
We work hard to keep our cars looking great on the outside, but engine components need our attention too. That's where you can trust Z-Max Micro Lubricant to disperse carbon buildup in your engine and fuel system. Keep your car or truck running at its peak. By soaking into the metal of your engine, Z-Max Micro Lubricant improves performance, extends engine life, and reduces emissions. Trust the many customers who said, "Thanks for saving my engine." Find out more at zmax.com or follow us on Facebook and X.
We did have a couple cars get damaged in that caution. Brett McMillan, what can you tell us?
Corey Day, last week's winner, is in his pit stall. They are trying to get the rear deck lid back onto that car. It was flapping off when he came in. They got a lot of tape. The NASCAR officials down here telling him he's got to get more secure. And now they're actually bringing a backup rear deck. Not the deck lid, but the rear bumper area. They're bringing a backup one of those in, and they're going to actually try to drill holes and reattach that. That's what they're doing at this point in time. Taylor Gray was also in. It didn't look like he had any damage. They changed 4 tires, pulled away the fenders to make sure there was no rubbing, and he is headed back out. Meanwhile, Corey Day still is in here, and they continue to work on the rear end of that car.
Thank you very much, Brett McMillan. Well, one thing Corey Day is not going to be able to do, likely, is go back-to-back as far as victory lane after winning Talladega. He has just gone a lap down, but it could be a bigger hurt for him here today, Nick.
Yeah, this was fascinating. 2 distinct accidents. Corey Day lost it all by himself up towards the front of the field, and then it was towards the rear of the field where Carson Kvapil, William Sawalich, and Taylor Gray fighting for the same bit of real estate there in turn 2.
Corey Day, one of our Dash for Cash drivers, going for $100,000. That challenge became much more tough. We are local stations a break from Fort Worth, Texas. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Welcome to PRN's At the Track. I'm Lenny Baticki. We are PRN's half-hour weekly show dedicated to the short track, dirt track, legends, and kart racing across the Southeast. We provide our audience with the news and insightful conversations with the newsmakers from grassroots racing. How did that help you this time to take this victory from a grassroots perspective?
I definitely felt like Martinsville was a lot harder than the other one.
That's PRN's At the Track.
Hi, this is PRN's Andrew Curlin. Weekends are the time to get stuff done. And when you're on the go, make sure you take advantage of the PRN mobile app. You can catch myself from the pits or the turns covering the action alongside our incredibly talented PRN crew. So you can listen to us from anywhere, at home, on the road, or even at the racetrack. Get the latest racing information at your fingertips by downloading the PRN mobile app today. Available in the Apple App Store or on Google Play.
NASCAR is at America's Home for Racing May 22nd through the 24th for the Coca-Cola 600. Tickets at charlottemotorspeedway.com.
Back at Texas Motor Speedway for PRN's live coverage of the Andes Frozen Custard 340. It did not take very long to find our first caution flag as 2 separate incidents, one involving Corey Day at the exit of turn number 2 where he backed it into the wall, and then another accident involving a couple really fast cars. Jeb Burton got caught up in it. William Sawalich, those 2 cars currently sit on pit lane. Taylor Gray leaving pit lane as we speak. Torn up a couple too many cars, Brad, than we would like to see here early in this race.
Yeah, that is a shame for sure. Well, joining us up here, last year in the Cup Series race, we saw him go from 31st to 2nd. He's not going to have to go that far tomorrow in the Worth 400, but he's here to help us call the Andes Frozen Custard 340. Mr. Ross Chastain, what's going on?
Afternoon, gentlemen. We qualified so well at Trackhouse. It took me a while to get up here. We were talking about how good our day's been, so apologies for the tardiness, but ready to watch this race.
I like that, though. That trust me, for Chastain fans and people that want to see that Kubota Chevy in Victory Lane, they're happy to hear that.
It is. It is. Clean car on our side. Not so much that I can say from what I caught on my run up to the elevator here to come up here to Suite Level 1 after visiting the entirety of Suite Level 2.
Oh, sorry about that. I thought about you earlier. I probably should have texted you as well.
I should remember. I've been here before. I should remember these things. I should have a note, and I could not find my note, and now we are here after the initial caution is out.
You were on the track for practice and qualifying. What are the track conditions like right now?
Not surprising that we're crashing already. This track has a lot of grip in the groove, in clean air. Outside of that, no grip up the racetrack. The old remnants of the PJ1, the old spray. We can barely see from our vantage point the darker spray down in turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And you can really see it on the exits of the corners. It's where we used it the least amount, but off turn 4 and off turn 2, you can see the darker spray still there. But it does not have grip like it used to, so not surprising to see bare bond and crash repairs already happening here on pit road.
Yeah, for sure. This is just caution number 1. It happened on lap 1. They're about to come to the choose. Before they do, let's go down to Brett McMillan.
All right, NASCAR is giving Corey Day's crew 1 minute on the wreck clock, and now it's now they've given it 30 seconds. They're trying to get right side tires on. They're having a hard time getting that right front tire on. They're trying to pull away the fender as NASCAR is counting this down, and they're still trying to get that right front tire on. We're going to see if they run out of time here. Still trying to get the right front tire on. They're unable to do it. Now they're trying to get Corey to turn the front tires to the left. They're about to count him down here before they let him time out.
All right, he'll go 4 laps down now for Corey Day. Your race leader is Justin Allgaier. Kyle Larson will join him on the front row. The next time through the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone, Brandon Jones runs 3rd. 4th is Brent Cruz. 5th, Connor Zillage. Austin Hill is 6th. 7th is Sheldon Creed. Jeremy Clements runs 8th. Rajah Caruth is 9th. 10th is Sam Mayer.
11th right now, Parker Retzlaff. Sammy Smith is 12th. 13th is Carson Quapple. 14th is Austin Green. Anthony Alfredo is going to restart in 15th. Then it's Jesse Love and Austin Dillon, 16th and 17th. Dean Thompson is 18th. 19th is Kyle Sieg. Harrison Burton is 20th. All right, Pat Patterson, we've been joking about him zooming underneath you all day, and we're still waiting, my friends. So let's keep our fingers crossed as we are set to restart here with 39 laps to go in stage number 1.
Zooming good, zooming sideways under Big Hoss TV, not good, and that's what we had at that time. Yeah, everybody's making their way into turn 3 this time. I think they'll maybe use a little extra caution exiting turn 2 this next go-around. The field brings themselves right over here in turns 3 and 4. Last night, Ross was just talking about it. We didn't have a lot of groove to work with. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here. Is up on that front row, got a couple of Hendrick cars, and it is Justin Allgaier and Kyle Larson. Corvette pace car heads to the pit road. Rehearsal's over with. Let's do it.
We head to the Echo Park Automotive restart zone. Echo Park Automotive, every car happy owner. Here we go from the inside. Justin Allgaier gets a huge jump in that Roto-Rooter Chevrolet. Kyle Larson left behind as Brandon Jones is trying to take second on the inside.
And that's going to propel Justin Allgaier way out in front of the lead. The battle's on for second. Kyle Larson on the outside. Brandon Jones on the inside. And here comes Brent Cruz. The battle's on for second.
And Jones is going to slide up there and take that second spot. Meanwhile, 3 wide going into the corner here, trying to sort it out for third. Quapple will take that position. Cruz almost loses the nose of his car off 4.
He was sideways, Pat, there in turn number 3. That was a remarkable save by Brent Cruz. He'll gather it back up, Andrew. In the 5th spot is Justin Allgaier's in turn 1.
That is going to kill all of Brent Cruz's momentum. He's going to be under fire from Sheldon Creed now here in a little bit. Best battle on the racetrack, it's Jeremy Clements and Parker Retz. Oh, there's more trouble here in turn number 2. Once again, 2 cars are crashing. It looks to be Austin Green and the 91 of Mason Maggio. Just more calamity here in turn number 2.
That will bring out the second caution now of the Andes Frozen Custard 340. Just 7 laps complete in this race, and most of those actually happened under caution after our lap 1 incident outside of turn number 2. And Ross, you called it, man. It's pretty crazy out there.
It is. There's such a cliff of grip once you overstep it, and we haven't seen exactly how this started yet over there in front of Andrew Curlin, but definitely once you step over the limit of grip, it's not like another mile and a half like Kansas or Charlotte or Las Vegas that we've already raced at this year, where you have more room to catch it. This track has been repaved more recently, and the grip is high until it goes away.
I've heard drivers describe, and this is every configuration of Texas, describe coming off of turn number 2 that the transition is so sharp from the banking to the back rear straightaway that it almost feels like the track is falling out from underneath you.
I can tell you what else makes it feel like your rear end's falling out from underneath you is contact. The 92 car of Josh Williams into the left rear quarter panel of Austin Green.
Yeah, it's slick enough as it is, to your point, but getting a little help, and then wouldn't you know it, it's Josh Williams' teammate Mason Maggio who gets caught up, as that so often happens. Both those cars did look like they were able to pull away from the scene of the accident. Austin Green is on pit lane. His crew is working on his car, and we see Mason Maggio doing a nice little 180 to get that car pointed in the right direction, but right in front of the field, too. So that was a bit of a near miss, but that's how it happens, Brad. Not a lot of grip, as Ross talked about in turn number 2, and certainly got cars running into each other. Doesn't help either.
Andrew Curlin, last night you were dodging fireworks at the conclusion of the Truck Series race. Today you might actually be dodging race cars.
Yeah, absolutely. Just more chaos out here in turn number 2 as we documented that contact that Austin Green had. Mason Maggio was so very close to avoiding that contact and just clipped him on the rear deck lid, and safety crews actually just taking that entire back bumper piece off of the racetrack that was laying there after all the carnage. So more chaos over here in turn number 2.
Yeah, look, I'm going to say it's exciting because sometimes I don't know of a better way to describe things, and if you do, please have a better word. But this has been exciting so far just to watch because it keeps you on the edge of your seat. You do not know what's going to happen around the next corner, and so far we've gone through turn 2 under fire 3 times. 2 of those have resulted in wrecks.
There's no doubt Justin Allgaier is your race leader. A lot of the action has happened a little bit further back. Those cars up front have taken care of each other. I can't get over that save we saw from Brent Cruz up there in turn number 3, Ross, because we're obviously a far, way away up here in the press box, but you could tell that car was sideways and he was hanging on.
If you can see it visually from outside of the car, it was massive inside of that race car. Brent Crews made the move 3 wide to the middle off of turn 2 on that restart underneath Kyle Larson. And they all ran into turn 3 intending to go into what is really 2.5 lanes if the bottom car is on the very bottom of the racetrack. So Brent lifted the most and got the most out of shape, being the car in the middle. He had the least amount of air, least amount of downforce on his Toyota. Kyle Larson ripped around the outside, and they all made it through.
Yeah, a couple of cars coming off of pit road, Austin Green and Jeb Burton. Jeb Burton's crew chief, J.C. Umside, actually used to race here at Texas Motor Speedway in the Legends Car Series. A great family there from Austin, Texas. And we'll give you a full field rundown sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com.
Justin Allgaier is your race leader here on lap number 10. Brandon Jones runs in the 2nd position. Connor Zilich is 3rd. Kyle Larson is 4th. Brent Crews is being shown in 5th. Sheldon Creed is 6th. Austin Hill runs in the 7th position. 8th right now is Raja Caruth. 9th is Sam Mayer. And 10th is Jeremy Clements.
Parker Retzloff runs in 11th. 12th is Sammy Smith. Anthony Alfredo 13th. Carson Quapple running the number 9 here today. He is 14th. 15th is Austin Dillon. Dean Thompson 16th. 17th is Jesse Love. Kyle Sieg is 18th. Josh Williams is 19th. And 20th, Harrison Burton.
Patrick Staropoli is 21st. 22nd is Brennan Poole. Blaine Perkins runs in 23rd. Brad Perez is 24th. 25th right now is Garrett Smithley. Taylor Gray was involved in that first accident. He is on the lead lap in 26th. Ryan Ellis is 27th. Ryan Sieg is 28th. Josh Balicki is 29th. William Sawalich in 30th.
Running 31st, Joey Gase. We've got LeVar Scott in 32nd. 33rd is Texan David Starr. Mason Maggio 34th. Austin Green 35th. He's actually still being shown on the lead lap. Jeb Burton runs in 36th. Out of this race is Corey Day. He'll finish 37th. Dawson Cram currently 38th. He went off the track into the garage area as we are coming to the choose, Nick.
Yep, and Justin Allgaier will be the first one to decide whether he wants to start on the inside or the outside. Looks like he and Brandon Jones are both going to take that inside line. And based on how this has started, Ross, I would imagine a lot of drivers may opt to put that car right along the white line on the apron.
That's right. It's where a lot of the cars tend to be maybe a half lane off the bottom of their caution, so they keep that cleaned off down there, and all the debris, all the marbles, just the sand from around here just tends to accumulate up the racetrack. It was really bad whenever the PJ1 was very freshly sprayed back in the day, a couple years ago when we would spray it, but now it still does stick up there, and it takes a few laps to get that cleaned off, and we'll eventually see these cars move up, but not on these restarts and not with as many restarts back to back.
Yeah, great point. We got a couple of Junior Motorsports teammates up front, Pat Patterson and Justin Allgaier and Connor Zilich. They're headed back toward you.
Yeah, they are. Once again, everybody getting caught up right underneath the Big Hoss television as they work their way down the backstretch. I would ask Ross real quick. Ross, would you prefer to have a little of that sticky stuff tomorrow for the Cup race, maybe?
Don't put me into that, Pat. Don't ask me that. I'm saying I just drive the car.
I love it. I love it. All right, here comes the field in turn number 3. Chevrolet pace car bringing the field up here. Got a couple of Chevys up front. Justin Allgaier with a good start to this race. Brandon Jones back there in that second row. He lines up beside Brent Crews. And you got more of that JRM muscle back there. And that's where you find Kyle Larson. All right, the pace car about ready to hit the pit road. Rehearsal number 2 is over with. Let's try again.
All right, Pat, it's been quite the pernicious start for a lot of drivers in this field. Here we come to the green flag. Justin Allgaier not wasting any time. He will hammer the loud pedal and streak away from both Brandon Jones and Connor Zilich.
Once again, Justin Allgaier running away on these restarts. It's all him up front. The battle's for second. Brandon Jones on the inside. Connor Zilich losing ground, and here comes Kyle Larson for third.
Larson trying to move up here. Once again, Allgaier with a nice run out front. The battle is for that third spot. Quabble to the outside. Larson down at the bottom. They stay side by side as they work their way off the corner.
Kyle Larson now is going to clear Connor Zilich for that third spot. Move Zilich to 4th. The battle is for 5th right now. Sheldon Creed is on the inside of the number 19 of Crews.
Creed down low, going to lose some momentum. Crews is going to surge up high in that middle groove of the racetrack. Creed, though, is going to continue to battle back, and behind behind them, Sam Mayer and Austin Hill fight.
Watching that battle for fourth now. Once again, Creed to the outside there, and Cruz to the outside, Creed on the bottom. They stay locked together with each other. Cruz holding on right on that outside line.
Side by side for fifth, side by side for seventh. Off of corner number 4, Brent Cruz and Sheldon Creed get very close. In fact, they might have touched Andrew at the start-finish line.
It looks like they did. Brent Cruz does not want to give this position up from Sheldon Creed, but Sheldon Creed will not relent. He'll stay on the inside. Cruz is going to try to get a run on the backstretch, but still can't do it.
Man on the move now to look at Austin Hill. He's got the 21 rolling, pulls right up behind the Custard machine. Up front, though, Allgaier continues to pull away.
Justin Allgaier leads Brandon Jones. Then you have Kyle Larson and Connor Zillage right on his back bumper. Brent Cruz is able to clear Sheldon Creed. Then it's the Andy's Frozen Custard machine of Sam Mayer.
They're all trying to chase the leaders, but Brent Cruz now has finally gotten away from Sheldon Creed. Looking up ahead, though, Connor Zillage is putting his sights on Kyle Larson for the third position.
Yep, about a car length and a half, Andrew, separate those two into turn number 3. Down at the very bottom of the racetrack, Quapple trying to work his way around one of the cars that was in an incident earlier here, Mason Maggio.
Justin Allgaier has left the rest of this field. Brandon Jones comfortably in second. Then it's Kyle Larson and Connor Zillage. They're the front 4 back into turn 1.
They've cleared that slow lap car, Mason Maggio, who's on the bottom curve of the racetrack. Brent Cruz is the next one to come up on him. This may allow Sheldon Creed to close back in on Cruz down the back straightaway.
Yeah, watching a little further back once again, Austin Hill is there. Watching Jeremy Clements in that bright Dayglow car of his. He's on the move here. Cruz is going to kind of open the door here off of turn number 4 for Creed to battle underneath.
Cruz having to go around Mason Maggio on the outside. This is a fight for 5th. That's drawn Sheldon Creed right up to his rear deck lid.
We talk about how this is a momentum-based racetrack and that lap traffic.
Troubled on the front straightaway. Big trouble. Austin Green goes sideways. We also see the number 42 of Brad Perez going sideways. Heavy front end damage. LeVar Scott got a big piece of that. They all go careening through the grass, and we're under the caution for the 3rd time in the Andy's Frozen Custard 340 as we pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network. Back at Texas Motor Speedway, we've got one car in the grass. That's Austin Green. That's where he stopped. In turn 1 of the Legends car quarter mile, that's where Brad Perez's car stopped. Safety crews have been to both of those cars right now and checked on them. This was actually a 3-car incident, bringing out the caution for the 3rd time here at Texas.
What makes Toyota Racing Toyota Racing? It's not just how we drive, it's why we drive. Bubba Wallace drives with resilience, building himself back up with a Toyota team that never lets him stay down. Jade Evadissian drives with determination to be faster, sharper, every lap, every day. Christopher Bell drives with inspiration, because when talent meets the perfect team, you don't just win, you inspire what comes next. Toyota Racing, your race, your story. NASCAR is a registered trademark of the National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing, LLC.
At Hunt Brothers Pizza, you can choose from 10 toppings at no extra charge. In a hurry, call ahead to place your order or grab a hunk of pizza on the go. Find your nearest location at huntbrotherspizza.com and follow me, Joey Logano, all season long.
Today's broadcast brought to you in part by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com. From Texas Motor Speedway, this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Denny Hamlin on the importance of sponsorship in NASCAR.
Not only are they the resources behind the money that we spend on the racetrack, but we also use a lot of their resources that they have within their own company to make our cars faster or maybe make our drivers or our teams smarter when making decisions. So we've had several of those relationships over the years and certainly continue to lean on those.
NASCAR Network Radio drives business.
It's hard to believe in this day and age in the United States of America that children are hungry.
Our time on this planet is short. We have to give back to those in need.
Every child has a chance, no matter what obstacles they may encounter.
Never have we been taxed more as a society to help kids the way we are right now.
At Speedway Children's Charities, our mission is simple. Help every child we can.
because all children
deserve joy
and hope
and love.
NASCAR heads to the Music City for their Cracker Barrel 400 triple header weekend, May 29th through the 31st.
Back at Texas Motor Speedway under our third caution of stage number 1. It has been one of those stages, most recent one out for an incident involving Brad Perez. Looked like he got a little sideways. The exit of turn number 4, he had Austin Green to his left, and he pinballed off the side of Austin Green's machine. Green was sent through the grass. Perez nosed it into the wall. Pretty heavy damage to both of those cars, and it looked like Lamar Scott went sliding through the grass as well. As Brad, it's just been kind of an interesting stage 1 as it's been turn 2. It's been off of turn number 4, and we've torn up a lot of race cars early on here at Texas Motor Speedway.
Yeah, and I feel for Brad Perez. I feel for Austin Green. You know, those two guys are, you know, trying to piece together everything they can to come out and race, and to destroy a race car, that makes it even a harder proposition as well. So really tough for them here at Texas Motor Speedway. And let's go down to the Infield Care Center with Alan Cavana.
And I've got Corey Day. The ups and downs of racing week to week. You saw the replay. Turn 2 was really treacherous early on. Can you describe what happened and why it's so treacherous?
Yeah, I mean, this place is just really fast as it is, and we're really on edge as it is. And I think, you know, the Cup guys just got done qualifying around the bottom, and no one ever cleaned the top lane off, so it's just dirty up there. And I don't know. I don't feel like I was that much faster through the corner than the 2 cars in front of me, but maybe just that much dirty air was the thing that got me. So, yeah, I wish I had a better idea of what I did wrong there, but just sucks. So, yeah.
I know these learning experiences are frustrating. How do you take away for the next time you may be in the situation?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not be as aggressive turn 1 there. It's just so difficult because you don't really want to run a super slow corner and lose ground to the guys in front of you, but you don't want to do that either. So, yeah, just hate it for my 17 guys and everyone at Hendrick Motorsports.
All right, Corey Day, every lap a learning experience for the young driver.
Ross, you were a young driver once. You kind of like as Corey tries to pick and figure out on his own, you know, how those kind of things happen, his kind of take on what he saw and what happened?
Unless you can see the air, yeah, you don't know how much grip you're going to have, and that can happen to any of us tomorrow as well. We'll tend to be tight first. He wiggled and got loose. After he got loose, and he had a big correction and got really loose as he hit the wall. The Cup cars, yes, like he said, we've just been qualifying, so definitely, yeah, that's part of the things. You won't be able to see it coming next time, but he'll know the second lane will not be there at the start of the race.
Alan Cavana, what can you tell us about Connor Zillage?
I'm just keeping an eye on the young man who's actually never been here before. We talked about his injury last year, which forced him not to make any laps at Texas until he got here for practice yesterday. I was talking with his crew chief, Rodney Childers. Rodney, who's worked with a few good drivers in his career. I was like, how did the young man adapt to this track? And he just had this wide look on his face, Rodney did. And he said, Connor did some simulation laps, and 3 laps into it, it just surprised me how quickly he took to this track. Then when we got here, Rodney says Connor was P6 in practice very early, so he had no qualms, no worries about how Connor Zillage was going to take and adapt to this track, and he's running in the top 5 now. It doesn't seem like there's any issue there. So if there were any questions about inexperience, Connor has overcome them very early in this race.
That is the most amazing thing to me, Ross, and this is what separates you driving your race car from me driving my passenger car. There is no way I could come out here and just leave pit road and decide I'm going to do 190 miles per hour without any fear.
You compare you on your passenger car to Connor in the race car. I'll compare me in the race car to Connor in the race car. He shows up and is fast, Nick.
Yeah.
It's not fair. I tell you, I have worked so hard for so many years coming out here and running all different kinds of races and simulator laps over the years, and it took years to even think I could go as fast, and then he shows up here first time and even out-qualifies me today in the Cup car.
Hey, the A for Effort award right now goes to the crew for Jeb Burton. Jeb's been on pit lane 4 or 5 different times now to make repairs. These kind of cautions have helped him out a little bit. A lot of hard work down there by that Jordan Anderson crew. He has done a really nice job. And all told, Brad, he stayed on the lead lap. So Jeb Burton trying to play the long game despite us getting off to kind of a rocky start.
Well, joining us here in the booth is the namesake of Andy's Frozen Custard, the president and CEO, Andy Kuntz. And I can tell you, with all this wrecking and racing going on, we're going to need some frozen custard.
We need it bad. I don't know what's going on. It looked like they spilled a bunch of it over there in that corner, too, or something. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, well, look, the good thing is Sam Mayer and the Andy's Frozen Custard Chevrolet, he's looking good so far right now. And this place looks great, by the way. 40th anniversary, 40 years celebrating great frozen custard for the people of America.
Yep, it's been a journey, I'll say that. 40 years is a long time, and it went by kind of like that a little bit. But started out as mom and dad and my high school sweetheart, and we're now married and have 3 kids. 2 of them are in the business, and it's great. We love the business, very proud of it, what we've accomplished, and certainly have a lot of great people that represent our company across America, and that's what's got us there is that, right? I mean, we have thousands of employees, but so many are very dedicated to our brand and our family. And you know, when you ask them, why do you work at Andy's, they point to me or my mom or Dana, you know, and so that's good. I mean, it puts a lot of weight, right? But to carry the torch, but we're very proud of it.
Andy, here's what I want to know. When I walk into an Andy's Frozen Custard, is there a secret menu item? What's the go-to? If you've got a suggestion, what should I pick out and try?
Well, there's a lot. You know, like my go-to would be a Butterfinger peanut. So we don't have the in-and-out secret menu, so to speak, but there are a bunch of dead soldiers that are buried down there that if you knew or whatever, like a tin roof, there's a chocolate syrup and peanuts. But I get a Butterfinger peanut a lot, concrete. My wife gets blueberry and chocolate chip a lot when the blueberries are out, and so. But there's a lot of. I'm a little bit old-fashioned too. I love our hot fudge. I love our pecans, and so there's nothing that beats an Andy's hot fudge sundae with pecans, and they're roasted every week and shipped to our stores fresh, and so it's, yeah, I don't know.
Well, Andy, we're about to go back to racing here, but I can promise you we're going to be racing to Andy's Frozen Custard to check out what you guys have and celebrate this 40th anniversary. This beautiful trophy is going to be going around the country as well.
It is. So we have a tour that's going around called the Since '86 Sweet Tour, and yeah, it's pretty awesome. I mean, we're going to visit all the stores and get a taste across America and you know, teach people what Andy's is all about. I mean, a lot of these markets we've only been in for 5 years or something like that, and people have no idea that we've been at it for 40 years. So, yeah, it's exciting, and that is a good-looking car out there today, isn't it?
It sure is. And Sam Mayer's about to head through the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone with everyone else. Andy Kuhns, thank you so much. We look forward to seeing Victory Lane. Yeah, let's hope, man. Let's get inside Victory Lane. That'd be awesome. Awesome. Here we go. All right, Nick Yeoman.
All right, Justin Allgaier and Kyle Larson have banged doors multiple times under caution as we come to the green flag. I don't know what they're bickering about, but both of those cars have rubbed fenders. Andrew, we're back to racing. Allgaier leads them into turn 1.
Neither driver giving an inch under caution. I doubt that's going to happen under green, but Allgaier with a great jump. He's going to get away from Larson. 3 wide, the battle for third. Here comes Connor Zilic.
Yeah, Brandon Jones just dropped anchor there, and everybody had to run around him. He slides back into that 5th spot. The battle is for second. To the outside is Larson. Now Quapple will take that spot.
Connor Zilic says, sorry, Kyle Larson, I'm going to drop you back to third. Now Brent Cruz is working the back bumper of the HendrickCars.com Chevrolet as they head back into 1.
Perhaps it was bad juju for Kyle Larson to bang doors with Justin Allgaier. He's down 2 spots. Everyone's single file for the most part. Brent Cruz jumps a little bit out of the groove. That's going to allow Brandon Jones and others to take advantage.
Well, Cruz got way out of shape, and that is going to lose him a couple of spots now as he tries to hang on to the outside. Up front, though, Allgaier is gone, and Quapple's chasing him down.
Yeah, Brent Cruz slid up the racetrack. Sheldon Creed got to his inside. Now Sam Mayer is going to try to set him up off of turn number 4. Is that Mobile One Toyota, Andrew, has been a bit of a handful for the teenager.
Here comes the Andy's Frozen Custard Chevrolet of Sam Mayer. He looks to the inside of Brent Cruz, and just in front of them is his teammate Sheldon Creed.
Mayer can't make it work this time. He'll try again down here in turn 3. Jeremy Clements on the move behind that group. Sam Mayer looking underneath Cruz. Can't do anything with him. Will fall back in line.
This time by, it's going to be 18 laps to go here in stage number 1. Justin Allgaier leads Connor Zilic. And then it's Kyle Larson, Brandon Jones with Sheldon Creed on Jones' back bumper.
And just behind them, side by side for position, Sam Mayer to the inside of Brent Cruz. Mayer down low. Cruz running the middle group, but he's going to power off the banking and maintain position.
They'll stay in line there right behind them. A good 8 to 10 car lengths back is Austin Hill. Jeremy Clements right there running in. That's where you'll find Jesse Love as well. Everybody down at the bottom of the racetrack right now.
All the action is around the 4th position. Brandon Jones has that spot, but a train of cars behind him. Sheldon Creed, and Creed's rearview mirrors are filling up with Brent Cruz as they dive into turn 1.
They're all jockeying for the same real estate. Brandon Jones trying to hold off Sheldon Creed. Brent Cruz is going to look to the outside of Creed, trying to power around him on the banking down the back straightaway.
Now, I give Cruz a lot of credit. He ain't scared to just stay out there and hope for the best, and he made it work that time. He picks up a spot. Now he'll race up there and try to race with Brandon Jones.
Brent Cruz moves back up into the top 5 right now. We're going to go down to Napa Auto Parts pit reporter Heather DeBow. A couple of Junior Motorsports teammates banging doors before that restart, Heather.
Yes, they were. They were fighting over that real estate there with Justin Allgaier and Kyle Larson prior to the restart. I was listening to the 7 radio, and they were wondering, what is this guy doing? And then I went and checked in with the 88 team. What was happening there is Larson wanted to be in that groove, so he didn't want Justin Allgaier to push him out on that upper line. So they were fighting for that, banged into each other, and Marty Lindley, the crew chief on the 88 for Kyle Larson, said, hey, don't take any crap from him. So a little bit of beating and banging there, but it really was just a fight over being on that preferred line.
All right, Brett McMillan, what's happening in your section?
Well, you know, Taylor Gray was involved in that first caution, and he's made multiple pit stops since then. One of the issues he had, they feel like they fixed, is there was a tether that was hanging down from his left front tire. Now, this is the tether that works on the tire and helps keep the tire so that when they put the new tire on, it helps them align the tire. They were able to get that fixed. They were able to do it now rather than have a long pit stop later on to get that fixed. They got that fixed, and they've also been given another set of tires by NASCAR so that they're now even on tires with everybody else. Plus, I got a couple other updates from a few other cars on my end of pit road. Love says that he is tight pretty much everywhere around the track at this point in time. And the 9 car of Quapple says he has no rear lateral grip at this point.
Thank you very much, Brett. Thank you very much, Heather. Ross, what Brett was talking about is when they jack up the car, they don't want the whole front suspension to drop. They want it to hang to be able to index the wheel on that hub. But you also have a big part in what they do and how they can put the tires on the car as well. What's the driver's responsibility there?
Yeah, here in these O'Reilly Series cars, it's a standard H-pattern transmission. So getting into the pit box in neutral is how I believe most people do it. So as simple as a left foot brake, pop the transmission into neutral, and then you see a lot of different tape in the pit boxes for all the different jackmen and different pit crews. They decide how they want their stall laid out, and they work with the driver to line that up. The driver then knows where to stop. They decide forward or backwards based on cars around you. But here, as you run around from the right to the left for the pit crew, the driver has to get it back into gear, and that can be, if that's not in time, a big problem. And then that left side, like Brett said, if you don't have all that suspension tied to the right droop length, as they jack it up, that jackman has to go higher and higher and higher, and that just creates a long pit stop.
Yeah, there you go. So a lot of the challenges that we don't always see within the course of 8 to 12 seconds, depending on what series we're racing, but a lot of interesting things happening. We have 11 laps to go in stage number 1 of the Andes Frozen Custard 340. Justin Allgaier is leading the way in a big way. Now enjoys a 3.4-second advantage over Connor Zillage, Nick.
It's a monster lead. Nearly half of the back straightaway as Allgaier dives into turn number 3. Connor Zillage pretty comfortable in second. Kyle Larson pretty comfortable in third. All the action has been around the 4th position as a pair of Joe Gibbs Toyota teammates have really been dicing it up. Off of turn number 4, Brandon Jones just clears himself in front of Brent Cruz. That's the battle for 4th, Andrew, as it heads your way into turn 1.
It's a solid battle. Brandon Jones was working on Brent Cruz for a number of laps, and I will say the groove is moving up. They're starting to push the issue up top as Brandon Jones tries to chase down the leaders.
Yeah, it's kind of moving up down here too as well, Andrew. Maybe a half a car length up now. As you watch Cruz come underneath the Jones car right now, you had almost 2 lanes there working off the corner.
9 to go in stage number 1. Brent Cruz is going to try and get that spot back from Brandon Jones. He continues to chase him into 1.
It's not over for Brent Cruz. As we said, it's momentum-based turn here, and he's stayed about 1 car length, and now he closes back in on Brandon Jones, just trying to get some clean air to get around his teammate.
About a car length and a half separate the two that we're talking about. Jones and his teammate Brent Cruz. they stay right in each other's tire tracks here, the bottom of the racetrack, maybe trying to just work their way through the end of this stage.
As they run right now, Brent Cruz in position to win that Dash for Cash. Long way to go here at Texas Motor Speedway. Again, trying to set up his teammate Brandon Jones. Takes a peek to the inside, then gets back in line in turn 1.
Brandon Jones was working away at Brent Cruz, and now the roles are reversed. Cruz is going to peek to the inside, thinks better of it, and he'll continue to follow his teammate. 1 car length between the two of them.
It really is the best race going down the backstretch outside of Jeremy Clements back there working on the 21 car of Austin Hill. Bottom of the racetrack again, that's where the 2 JGR teammates run off of 4.
7 laps to go here in stage number 1. Those 2 Joe Gibbs teammates are battling for the 4th spot. Behind them for the 6th spot, we have a couple of Haas factory teammates doing it, with Sheldon Creed running in 6th and Sam Mayer behind him.
It's certainly an interesting battle. We not documented Jeb Burton trying to stay on the lead lap. He lost that lap, and that has allowed Brandon Jones to get a little bit away. But yeah, the good battle behind them between Haas factory teammates.
Yeah, the Andy's Custard machine is headed to the bottom of the racetrack trying to work his way around his teammate. His teammate, though, has got a bigger head of steam off the corner.
Sheldon Creed had a lot of momentum there at the exit of turn number 4. He will clear himself in front of his teammate Sam Mayer. Mayer will have to gather that momentum back up, Andrew, into turn 1.
And they're both now working around that lapped car of Jeb Burton. Jeb is all the way up in outer space in no man's land as Sheldon Creed and Sam Mayer both get their way around him, but Jeb Burton is not moving quick.
No, he's not. It's a pretty slow car out here right now. Once again, go a little bit further up front. Brent Cruz still trying to do everything he can to get around his teammate, Brandon Jones.
This happening with 5 laps to go here in stage number 1. Brandon Jones crosses the start-finish line. Brent Cruz right behind him. That battle for 4th continues.
It's starting to heat up a little bit as Brandon Jones has not been able to run away from his teammate, Brent Cruz. Call it about 3 car lengths. Let's see if Cruz can do anything by the end of this stage.
And they're separated by about 6 car lengths. Now, by the way, here's the leader off of turn number 4, Justin Allgaier.
It's a massive lead for Allgaier, 3.1 seconds. Last time across the start-finish line ahead of Connor Zilic, Kyle Larson, and then this battle we've been documenting between the Toyota teammates. Looks like a little bit of breathing room this time, Andrew, for Brandon Jones. He's opened up about a 3 car length advantage.
This is probably the safest Brandon Jones has felt all stage long from the heat that his teammate Brent Cruz has been putting on him, but there's a lap car that they're going to have to navigate by the time they get into the view of Pat Patterson.
Yeah, down underneath the Big Hoss TV they go. It's about 4 cars separation between those two. They've been working each other hard. The lap traffic trying to get out of the way at the bottom of the racetrack. That's Garrett Smithley.
3 laps to go here in stage number 1. All of this happening a full straightaway behind leader Justin Allgaier. Let's go back a spot. Sheldon Creed and Sam Mayer, teammates, are still battling for 6.
Yeah, I call it about 2 car lengths in closing for Sam Mayer as he gets way up into the groove, trying to find some momentum. Let's see if he can take a peek on his teammate Sheldon Creed. No, he'll stay right behind him.
Yeah, he had a pretty good run off the corner, but coming into turn number 3, what you're doing right now, Mayer's going to elect to use the bottom of the racetrack. Creed slides up ever so slightly. Can't get anything done off the corner.
Creed is giving Sam Mayer that inside line, but Sam's car doesn't look like it can hold the bottom, at least close enough to pull alongside. They'll do it once again in turn number 1.
They have to get around the lap car of Garrett Smithley as we wind down here on the stage. Sam Mayer still about a car length and some change behind his teammate Sheldon Creed.
Meanwhile, watching the leader here off the corner, he too is working his way around some lap traffic very gingerly.
Boy, it is getting dicey for Justin Allgaier. 1 lap to go here in stage number 1. Just finally got around Josh Balicki.
Justin Allgaier is out to the pasture with how big of a lead he has. Luckily, all the lapped cars have cleared in front of him. It's clean, smooth sailing racetrack for Justin Allgaier here at the end of stage number 1.
Yeah, I would guess you would say this was a perfect stage 1 for Allgaier in the number 7 JRM machine. Rooter on that hood of that car this weekend. Here is Allgaier all 4.
Stage 1 a little disjointed with 3 yellow flags, but that has not deterred Justin Allgaier. He will easily streak across the start-finish line to win stage number 1. Connor Zilic finishes 2nd in stage 1, followed by Kyle Larson, Brandon Jones, Brent Cruz, Sheldon Creed, Sam Mayer, Austin Hill, Jeremy Clements, and Parker Retzloff. Your top 10 here at Texas Motor Speedway as stage number 1 is in the books for the Andy's Frozen Custard 340.
Listen up, fellow timeshare owners. If you're a timeshare owner and you want out at all costs, you're done, frustrated, tired of wasting money, you don't use the darn thing. Get out now. Hire the best Bulldog timeshare cancellation team in the business. Their in-house legal team, headed by a timeshare cancellation lawyer, can help you fight the biggest and baddest companies out there that sell timeshare. At some point, you were using your timeshare, but now you're not, and you're tired of wasting money. Before you go to the poorhouse, call right now and learn how you can stop the maintenance fees and put more money back in your pocket. Their services cost you a lot less than you think, and you'll save a lot of money over time. Call the Timeshare Exit Hotline now. It's a free consultation.
800-890-5957. 800-890-5957. 800-890-5957. That's 800-890-5957.
Meet the all-new RE4000 Bluetooth scanner from Racing Electronics. You can hear uncensored audio from your favorite drivers or listen to the live PRN radio broadcast. Fast, lightweight, and built for race day, the RE4000 delivers zero latency, so you never miss a moment of the action. Powerful, wireless, effortless. That's the RE4000. Learn more at racingelectronics.com. Getting set for Stage 1 pit stops here in the Andes Frozen Custard 340 from Fort Worth, Texas. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Hey, it's Charlie and Debbie, along with NASCAR legend Kyle Petty, inviting you to join us for Kyle Petty's Back Then Again Country Countdown.
Each week, we'll put it in reverse and take a trip down memory lane, looking back at that week's top 20 country songs from years past.
We'll dive into what made those songs and artists move the needle, what pop culture trends made those years unique.
And you'll get to hear me tell stories only I can tell.
So don't miss Kyle Petty's Back Then Again Country Countdown right here each week.
We work hard to keep our cars looking great on the outside, but engine components need our attention too. That's where you can trust Z-Max Micro Lubricant to disperse carbon buildup in your engine and fuel system. Keep your car or truck running at its peak. By soaking into the metal of your engine, Z-Max Micro Lubricant improves performance, extends engine life, and reduces emissions. Trust the many customers who've said, "Thanks for saving my engine." Find out more at zmax.com or follow us on Facebook and X. NASCAR is back at America's Home for Racing, May 22nd through 24th for the Coca-Cola 600 weekend.
Back at Texas Motor Speedway, the Performance Racing Network's live coverage of the Andes Frozen Custard 340 for the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. Stage number 1, absolutely dominated by Justin Allgaier as he leads every single lap en route to yet another stage win. And Brad, we anticipate some pit stops here at TMS.
We do. It looks like pit road is going to remain closed this time by as the field is up in turns 3 and 4. So that'll give the crews another opportunity to sort of stretch things out, shake things off, and get ready to make a pit stop. But I will say, one thing we have absolutely learned here today, Justin Allgaier wants to check this track off as one where he has collected a trophy. He wanted that cowboy hat in the pre-race show. Boy, at least after stage 1, it's looking like he's going to grab it.
Yeah, Ross, I mean, that pace was scary quick for Justin Allgaier. That was about as impressive as we have seen for one guy, one stage, maybe so far in 2026.
Yeah, closest thing to him was the pace car, and then the caution ended. So definitely the 7 has set the tone for this race. He's got his teammates, Connor Zilisch, Kyle Larson, in second and third, 2 closest people to him. But yes, he didn't put up with Larson trying to push him down the track under caution. He's nailed every restart so far. So next box to check is pit road, and he's got to do everything we talked about earlier, get in and out of his box, and his crew has to do the job to hold that track position.
I like the way you tried to roto-root Kyle Larson out of the groove on the restart. Alan Cavana, what's happening on pit road?
Well, I'm covering Brandon Jones and just listening to his radio. He says that during the run, his car got tighter and tighter, and he told his crew chief, look, I'm running out of tools inside here, like inside the cockpit as the driver. And I just figured we'd ask Ross, what kind of tools does the driver have when the handling's not quite working and you need the pit stop eventually when you run out of tools?
Yeah, well, the best tools are going to be on pit road. So as pit road is open this time, and we will be on pit road with all of our leaders, corner entry speed, brake pressure, how much wheel you're putting in the car, and then when you're picking up the throttle for these O'Reilly Series cars.
So it looks like the field is heading towards pit lane. The pits are open, and that means, Alan Cavana, they're going to be coming to you first as Justin Allgaier makes the decision to take that left-hand turn onto pit lane. Here we go.
Yeah, the first pit stall on pit road belongs to Connor Zilic, who's never raced here before, but then finished second in that first stage. He says he's just too tight out there. He's searching the different grooves, but they're going to put 4 tires on it, make an adjustment to help loosen him up. Brandon Jones, he says he just can't get to the throttle fast enough off the corner. They're making an adjustment on his number 20 Toyota. Heather Dubow.
And Kyle Larson said he's really tight loaded, but he wants to see if the track frees up here, so not a big adjustment for the 88 of Kyle Larson. Also in for our stage winner of Justin Allgaier. He said he's tight in the middle and loose exit. Brett McMillan.
Jesse Love says that he cannot run high on the track, that he needs to better exit at 3 and 4. They're going to put a round in the right rear. They're going to put a rubber in the left rear. They're going to put more drive in the left side on this car, period. He finally leaves. He thought to be here a while, but still had a pretty good stop. Also, Tanner Gray, an air pressure adjustment for him as he heads out.
Looks like the top 5 entered pit lane and exited in the same order. Justin Allgaier first off of pit lane, followed by Connor Zilic, Kyle Larson, and then those 2 Toyota teammates of Brandon Jones and Brent Cruz.
Here's Bubba Wallace on the importance of sponsorships.
This sport was built on relationships and partnerships. None of this is possible without our sponsors, and I've had a fair share of sponsors be a part of my career and forever in debt.
NASCAR Network Radio drives business.
This is Kyle Petty for Echo Park Automotive, and I'm here to tell you why you should shop Echo Park before you buy a car, truck, or SUV. Over half of inventory at Echo Park is priced below $25,000, and car for car, truck for truck, Echo Park Automotive's pricing is $3,000 less than the competition. Maybe that's why Echo Park has over 100,000 5-star reviews. Echo Park Automotive is built to make sure you drive away happy. It's even in their name, Echo Park Automotive. Every car, happy owner. The official used car retailer of Speedway Motorsports.
From Texas Motor Speedway, this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
It's time for a PRN pit stop. Today, we're getting to know David Stiles.
Let's crank him up.
David works both on air and behind the scenes for PRN. David, who was your favorite driver growing up?
Terry Labonte, got to be the number 5 car. Kellogg's machine. If I ever get a Chevy Impala, I'm going to go get it wrapped like Terry Labonte's Chevy.
What's the best advice you have for an aspiring broadcaster?
Call as many races as you can. Get behind the mic as often as you can.
What's the biggest blooper you've had on a broadcast?
Probably plugging a coffee maker into the UPS and shorting everything out. It was pretty much everything in the booth. Just shut it off.
Fans want to know, David, what's your biggest pet peeve?
People who leave their shopping cart out in the middle of the parking lot. There's a cart corral for a reason. Like, go put it in the cart corral or take it back.
Listen to David every week on Racer's Odds and Garage Pass. This has been a PRN Pit Stop.
You're listening to live coverage from the Performance Racing Network of the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series.
Back here at Texas Motor Speedway, let's go down to pit road with Napa Auto Parts pit reporter Heather Dubow.
And even though Justin Allgaier and his team had a smoking fast pit stop, he actually came over the radio immediately after apologizing to them because he did not turn into his pit stall early enough. He said, guys, I'm so sorry. I got confused by the blue Rotor-Rooter fire suits. I thought you guys were the 21 of Austin Hill's crew who wears blue Bennett fire suits just in front of him in the pit stall. So even though they had a smoking pit stop there, almost a mistake that could have been costly for the 7 of Justin Allgaier.
You look at your people or you look at that watermelon logo when you come in, Ross?
I go for the sign. I've apologized to my guys before because I don't even know they're out there. But they're so effortlessly coming around, I'm going for the sign.
Nice. All right, let's give you a leaderboard update as we're about to take the green flag for stage number 2. The update brought to you by State Water Heaters. When you need a water heater, make sure you get a State. Visit statewaterheaters.com to find a professional installer near you. Leading the way, Justin Allgaier. Teammate Connor Zilic will restart 2nd. Kyle Larson 3rd. Brandon Jones 4th. Brent Cruz is 5th. Sheldon Creed is 6th. Austin Hill moves up to 7th now. Jesse Love is 8th. Sam Mayer drops to 9th. William Sawalich runs Jones 10th.
11th is Parker Retzloff. Dean Thompson's had a nice day running in the 12th position. Ryan Sieg is 13th. Harrison Burton is 14th. Sammy Smith is being shown in the 15th position. Taylor Gray is 16th. 17th is Austin Dillon. 18th is Raja Caruth. 19th is Anthony Alfredo. And Kyle Sieg runs in 20th.
Jeremy Clements is 21st. LeVar Scott is now up to 22nd. Carson Quapple runs 23rd. Patrick Starpoli is 24th. 25th is Blaine Perkins. Josh Williams 26th. Ryan Ellis 27th. Brennan Poole is 28th. 29th in the last car on the lead lap is Josh Balicki. David Starr minus 1 lap in 30th.
Joining David 1 lap down is Joey Gase in 31st and Garrett Smithley in 32nd. 2 laps down is Jeb Burton in 33rd. Mason Maggio is 5 laps down in 34th. Austin Green out of the race in 35th, as is Brad Perez in 36th. Corey Day will finish 37th today. Dawson Cram, the final finisher, he will finish 38th.
Well, the opening lap of the race, we saw our first caution. And then we came back to green. We ran a lap and a half, and then we saw our second caution. So far, we've had 4 throughout the day, and that all happened in stage number 1 and the ending of stage number 1. And Pat Patterson, here we go. We're about to get the second stage underway.
Yeah, we are. And here's some good news for you. The rubber's really starting to move from the bottom of the racetrack up. We're beginning to see more cars able to confidently go a little bit further out of the groove up here, and that means some good passing coming up in this next stage, and maybe a real good ending to this one where we'll see them all over the place. Justin Allgaier had a fantastic stage 1. He's up here on the front row. Zilich having his first experience here in Texas, having fun here on the outside of row number 2. Then you got Larson and Jones, that beautiful Chevy pace car making that left-hand corner. Everybody's got their hats and they're waving because we're starting the race again.
Pace car pulls off the racetrack. Fields heads into the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone, and Justin Allgaier, once again, not wasting any time. He hits the accelerator. He'll lead the field back into turn number 1.
Justin Allgaier trying to run away from the field, but Connor Zilich says not so fast. Zilich on the outside groove, looking to power around Justin Allgaier. He's going to do it. Here comes Kyle Larson for the lead.
Meanwhile, move over. Here comes Larson to the bottom of the racetrack. He gets around the leader, and now he goes to the lead. Larson's going to pull the train off turn 4.
Connor Zilich did a great job of squeezing out Justin Allgaier, but when he did it, that means Kyle Larson took advantage. He will now lead, but the battle is for third. Brent Cruz on the inside of Allgaier.
Cruz down low. Allgaier up in the middle groove of the racetrack. Cruz is going to drift up. That's going to allow Brandon Jones to peek to his inside, while Connor Zilich still stalks Kyle Larson for the lead.
Yeah, good call, Andrew. That's exactly what we got now is a door-to-door battle for that 4th spot. Down at the bottom of the racetrack is Jones. Cruz to the outside, trying to hang on to his door.
We're going to have a battle for the lead off of turn 4. Connor Zilich got a rocket run off of the 4th corner, pulls to the inside. He'll lead this lap. Larson, though, comes charging back on the outside.
Zilich has been a sponge for information here in his first time in Texas. Larson on the outside. Zilich down low. Larson's not going to let him go that quickly down the back straightaway.
And Allgaier just hoping, you boys stay together. Just keep doing what you're doing. I'm on my way, and he's going to try to get there pretty quick. Battle for the lead into turn number 3 to the outside. Here comes Larson trying to move ahead.
Kyle Larson trying to push as much as he can off of turn number 4. He'll try and clear Connor Zilich. Zilich says no way. They'll race side by side with Justin Allgaier on their tail.
Justin Allgaier has opened this into a 3-car battle for the lead. Zilich now up in front. Allgaier wants the second position. They're door to door for the second spot, but Kyle Larson will prevail.
Larson got a much better run off the hill down in 2, so he could stay out in front of Allgaier. Allgaier in that 3rd spot. Battle for 4th, though, right back where we were before. You got Cruz and Jones.
Yeah, the 3 Chevrolets have put on a show at the front. Let's not discredit those 2 Toyotas behind. And here comes the Chevrolet of Sam Mayer. He's in the mix as well. 3-car battle, Andrew, for 4th.
Sam Mayer had an excellent run that he's going to carry all the way into turns 1 and 2. He's going to try to look to the outside of Brandon Jones, and Brandon Jones will slide right in front of Sam Mayer.
Yeah, he takes that spot. Meanwhile, Mayer will try to figure out which way to go down on this end of the racetrack. He'll stay right in the tire tracks. Brent Cruz drifts up the racetrack ever so much. That may open the door.
Yeah, I don't know that Brandon Jones knew that Sam Mayer was on his back bumper, because Brandon Jones is looking forward. He's going to have to look behind him, though. Here comes Sam Mayer trying to race into the top 5.
Sam Mayer now going to look to the inside of Brandon Jones. Brandon Jones running the middle groove. Mayer glued to the left left side white line of that racetrack, but Brandon Jones will still hold the spot.
Meanwhile, Connor Zilic trying to do a Justin Allgaier here, starting to stretch that lead out up front in that #1 machine. Allgaier trying to catch up right now in that third spot.
Zilic's lead is about 8 or 9 car lengths over Kyle Larson. Ross Chastain, what do you think of Zilic and Larson taking the fight to Justin Allgaier when we restarted at stage 2?
Yeah, Connor Zilic, great job, great execution on the restart. But Kyle Larson taking advantage of them side by side off 2 as we reconvene side by side down the backstretch.
Yeah, they're right there, Ross. As a matter of fact, here comes Allgaier, bottom of the racetrack. He'll go down and paint that white line with that front left corner. But the 88, much better. Larson on the outside off the corner.
Yeah, Kyle Larson can just power through in that outside groove, so Justin Allgaier is going to have to settle in behind him for third. Brent Cruz is liking this battle for second, though.
Larson has definitely found speed on the top side of the racetrack. Justin Allgaier about a groove lower than him trying to find it. And Sam Mayer now further back looking to the outside of Brandon Jones.
Yeah, if Larson and Allgaier will just work together and try to make up some ground on the leader, they can get back to him. They go nose to tail. Brent Cruz, though, has separated himself, and he solidly got the 4th spot.
Yeah, he has left that battle between not only Sam Mayer and Brandon Jones, but shout out to Parker Retzlaff and that bright white and blue machine. He storms to the outside, Andrew. He's trying to charge to the top 5.
It took a while for Sam Mayer to get around Brandon Jones. Now that same task is on Parker Retzlaff. He's on the outside of Brandon Jones's bright yellow Menards Toyota down the back straightaway.
Retzlaff has been impressive ever since the drop of the green flag at Daytona. They have done a great job and continue to do so. Now Allgaier mounting an attack on Larson.
This Viking Motorsports team of Parker Retzlaff doing a great job, but what Pat was saying, Justin Allgaier, he is back in the hunt as they race back to 1.
I don't think these two drivers have gotten along well today. Let's see how they race each other in 1 and 2. Allgaier down low, trying to work his way around Kyle Larson for the 2nd position. He will do so without a fight from Kyle Larson in the 88.
Well, Larson was really nice to his fellow Hendrick teammate right there. They gave him, he gave him a break when he slid up in front of him. That gave Brent Cruz a chance to go door to door now with Larson off the corner.
Cruz had some momentum entering turn number 3, doesn't quite have it exiting turn number 4. He'll get back in the tire tracks of Kyle Larson. They'll go nose to tail back into 1. It's the battle for 3rd.
If you give a driver an inch, they'll take a mile, and that's what Brent Cruz is trying to do to Kyle Larson, trying to capitalize on that momentum he lost from getting passed by Justin Allgaier. 1 car length between the two of those drivers.
The battle 2nd, 3rd, and 4th is what we watch into turn number 3, bottom of the racetrack. Larson goes in the middle of the racetrack. Brent Cruz down at the bottom, and Allgaier leading that group.
26 laps to go in stage number 2. Connor Zilic leads the way by 1.6 seconds over Justin Allgaier. Kyle Larson runs in 3rd. Brent Cruz in 4th. Sam Mayer rounds out the top 5.
This is PRN's Alexis Erickson, and if your life looks anything like mine, you are always on the go. So take advantage of the PRN mobile app. By downloading the mobile app, you can listen to our live race broadcast while you're on the go, making sure you don't miss a second of the action from the track. You also get station listings and on-demand access to your favorite PRN shows like Garage Pass, PRN's At the Track, and Fast Talk with Doug Rice, Brad Gilley, and myself. Get the latest racing information at your fingertips by downloading the PRN mobile app today. Available in the Apple App Store and on Google Play.
From fueling NASCAR champions on the track for over 20 years to innovating 94 octane, the highest octane on the market. Performance is what Sunoco does. All Sunoco fuel at the pump meets the same top-tier standards as the fuel used in NASCAR. From the track to your tank, you can trust Sunoco to help your vehicle perform at its peak.
Caution comes out now for the 5th time here at Texas Motor Speedway. Austin Dillon, who's running the Boot Barn number 3 in this race, looks like he shredded a left front tire. He's on pit road. A lot of debris from that tire carcass, however, on the back straightaway. We'll come back and we'll see if pit road gets a little busy here from Texas Motor Speedway. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
I'm David Stiles, and each weekday, Andrew Kurland and I bring you the biggest stories from the garage on our daily show, Garage Pass.
I finally got onto a smooth road and just did one of those nodders and woke up tumbling, out through the middle of the desert. And we had literally a vehicle that would move down the race course and chase you. Well, our chase truck got into a fender bender in a small little town, and the guys got locked up in jail.
That's PRN's Garage Pass right here.
AA made all the difference in my life. I noticed that most of the goals I had as a kid were slipping by. I didn't feel like the person I hoped to be. After all those years of drinking, I really didn't know myself. When I was out there drinking, I was always looking for the next great party to make me feel all right. With AA, I found a better way of life. And I feel good in my everyday life, even without a drink in my hand.
Visit AA.org for more information. And download the Meeting Guide app to find a meeting near you.
Catch the action of NASCAR All-Star Weekend, May 15th through 17th at the Monster Mile. Go to DoverMotorspeedway.com.
Back at Texas Motor Speedway, 23 laps to go in stage number 2 of the Andes Frozen Custard 340. Connor Zilic has led the bulk of this stage after Justin Allgaier led every lap in stage number 1. Allgaier now runs second. Brent Gruz had moved up to third. He got around Kyle Larson, who has dropped to fourth. Sam Mayer in the Andes Frozen Custard car is in the top 5 right now as well. Does not look like we have any takers on pit road. So, Ross, this will give us a great opportunity to ask you about something really special you did earlier this week as the winner of the Coca-Cola 600, such a special Memorial Day weekend event. And when you made that trip to Victory Lane last year, going from the back to the front, leading the final 6 laps of the race, a lot of special things come along with that, including a trip to Arlington National Cemetery.
Yeah, you hear the term crown jewel, and I always thought I knew what that meant, and I'll be honest, I did not. So as far as material things, they hand you a ring right in Victory Lane. They fit you in a jacket, walking around whenever you're headed to the front stretch to go up into the suites and see people that waited a long time to eat dinner. They actually ended up cooking me breakfast. It took so long to get there. But it definitely it meant a lot more whenever we got to Arlington this past week. We knew back then it would be this date, this past Wednesday. So was able to set it up ahead of time and have a lot of my family fly up from South Florida, have Al Neese come in from Texas, Marine veteran. My grandfather served, another grandfather in my family on roundabout way in the big Chastain family tree. He served. So we had some veterans there that came with us in our family, and then my mom and dad and aunt and uncle had a good group. So it was really something that when we went through the gates of Arlington, I've heard about it, I've looked at videos, and knowing I was going, I had done my YouTube research and online, but you just never know what that was going to be like. And when we walked down the steps and they played taps, and I was standing right there next to Greg Walter, our track president, who actually was not a part of any of our festivities a year ago. He was completely out of commission with all of his health issues that he's worked through. So that this was my first time getting to spend any time with him. So we had the day to do that together, catch up on all his crazy health scares he had and his road to recovery through all of that. So definitely, for the veterans in the group, that the way they described it was tough to listen to them because of all the memories it brought back of all of the graves there and all of the tombstones and what that means. Over 400,000 buried servicemen and women there. So to place a wreath on the tomb of the unknown soldier, to watch them do the changing of the guard, very powerful and really a day I'll never forget.
Every time. It is an incredibly moving ceremony. Anytime there at Arlington, and I know that you have to be just incredibly proud to be a part of that. This is always my favorite time of year, Memorial Day weekend, of course, in Indianapolis or in Charlotte. Not only a great racing weekend, but to remember why it means so much to be an American, because there have been so many that have laid their life down, and boy, to get to be a part of that, I'm super happy for you.
Yeah, and just it's just there's so many servicemen and women that have paid the ultimate sacrifice and now experience what I've experienced, and talking to veterans that are fortunate enough to still be here and to hear their stories and let them tell me about their lives and their service to this country and the comrades that they lost. It's going to make Memorial Day even more special now. So I did not serve. I've never served this country. So that will be the closest I'll ever get to understanding or just trying to comprehend what they're experiencing on that weekend. And then when we pause at the halfway break, I know what I've experienced in the past, and I promise you it's going to be more powerful this time.
Honor and remember. That's what we do on Memorial Day weekend. The field is coming to the choose. We're going to restart with 19 to go here in stage number 2 of the Andes Frozen Custard 340. Connor Zilic leads Justin Allgaier. Brent Cruz rose in 3rd. Kyle Larson is 4th. 5th is Sam Mayer. Parker Retzloff has raced his way up to 6th. 7th, Brandon Jones. Austin Hill is 8th. 9th, Sheldon Creed. Ryan Sieg rounds out the top 10.
I'll give you a snapshot of the top 20. William Sawalich runs in 11th. 12th is Sammy Smith. 13th is Jesse Love. Carson Quapple runs in 14th. Dean Thompson in his Toyota is 15th. Harrison Burton is 16th. Jeremy Clements runs in the 17th position. Taylor Gray is up to 18th. 19th is Raja Caruth. And 20th is Anthony Alfredo. All right, Pat Patterson, we've seen Justin Allgaier up front. We've seen Connor Zilic up front. Got a few new players up there as well. Sam Mayer, Parker Retzloff making charges. Looks like we're set to go racing as the field's in turn number 3.
Yeah, they're getting set to go here as they pull themselves slowly through turn number 3. Chevrolet pace car has got everybody in tow. And like you just said up front, Zilic doing a great job here this afternoon. Justin Allgaier is right there. That beautiful Andes Custard machine sits on the outside of row number 2. Fans are on their feet. Let's see who's going to win this stage.
Field is headed through the Echo Park Automotive restart zone. Echo Park Automotive, every car happy owner. Connor Zilic gets the jump. Almost looks like Allgaier might have had just a slight tire spin. Zilic on the inside getting pushed by Brent Cruz.
And it's a handsome push by Brent Cruz. The battle is going to be on for second. Cruz wiggles a little bit, drifts up the racetrack. That's going to allow Justin Allgaier to take that second position, but Cruz is going to rally back for second.
Yeah, good call. Cruz didn't give up at all, stayed in the gas. He's battling for that second spot. Sam Mayer watching these two in front of him. Allgaier now to the outside lane will try to take the spot off 4.
Cruz got uprooted off the bottom of the racetrack. Sam Mayer's going to look to the inside. They try to go 3 wide for second. Mayer side by side with Justin Allgaier to 1.
What an unbelievable move for Sam Mayer to put himself in that second position, but Allgaier is going to fight, and he's going to fight hard on that outside lane. They're still door to door on the back straightaway for second.
Meanwhile, Zilic is just zipping away here into turn number 3. That battle for second, third, fourth, and fifth, all tight now. Almost 3 wide for a moment off 4.
You would think this was the last lap. We have 17 to go in stage number 2. Justin Allgaier holds the runner-up spot. Sam Mayer was trying to take it away. Now he's losing 3rd from Brent Cruz.
Justin Allgaier had quite the moment in 3 and 4 and collected it himself. The biggest loser from that is Sam Mayer, who's now under attack from Brent Cruz, and Kyle Larson right behind him.
Mayer.
Go ahead, Pat.
I'm sorry. Mayer wanted that 3rd spot and almost had it. Cruz and now he, along with Larson, all down at the bottom of the racetrack.
Sorry about that, Pat. All of this happening about a football field behind our race leader, Connor Zilic. Best battle now is for 4th as Kyle Larson darts to the inside. He'll go door to door with Sam Mayer.
Sam Mayer just wants this stage to end to stop the bleeding. Mayer up high, Larson down low as he tries to attack the driver of the Andes Frozen Custard machine, Sam Mayer.
Yeah, Brandon Jones is right behind that too. He'd love to move up another spot, grab another point or so as this stage winds down. Larson now is under attack by Sam Mayer. Mayer shows him the nose on the inside.
Kyle Larson really just tried to cut him off right there. Sam Mayer now looking low at the start-finish line. Mayer's trying to take away that 4th spot from Larson.
Sam Mayer said not so fast. He's down on the bottom. He's going to try to get around Kyle Larson for that 4th position. He's going to try to rub him all the way up against the wall, but Kyle Larson says, I still want this spot.
Yeah, just make a note. Kyle Sieg had a problem this last time by here. Let's pick up that battle for that 4th position. Mayer on the bottom of the racetrack. Larson again holding him down, trying to take that spot.
They stay side by side off of turn number 4. Kyle Larson with all the momentum. He'll rock it around Sam Mayer and open about a 2-car length advantage. Give that 4th spot to Larson.
The big question is, can Sam Mayer put on another attack on Kyle Larson to regain that 4th position? He's going to have to do it quick because Brandon Jones now is breathing down his neck.
Once again, Zilic out front, way out front at this point. No battle for the 2nd spot as well. About a 3-car length challenge there. All a long way back to Larson, and that's where you find Custard.
13 laps to go now in stage number 2. Connor Zilic has a 1.6-second advantage over Justin Allgaier. Then it's Brent Cruz trying to close in for 2nd.
Yeah, the battle for 2nd is closing in as Brent Cruz just follows directly in Justin Allgaier's tire tracks, calling about 2 car lengths and closing for Brent Cruz on the second spot.
Cruz tries to close it down on Justin Allgaier, call it a car length or so. Then you got to drift way back there to find Larson, along with Mayer. There is Jones as well.
To clean up that issue for Kyle Sieg, he has brought that 28 machine to pit lane. The battle is on for second, though. Brent Cruz, the youngster, going to try to pick his way around Justin Allgaier.
It was 2 car lengths the last time by. Now call it about 1.5 for Brent Cruz. He's just picking away at Justin Allgaier, trying to make some ground up for second.
Cruz maybe just trying to see if he could find one more spot to try one more time to get around Allgaier. Only a car length and a half separate them. Allgaier moves up, shows the open door down at the bottom of the racetrack for the 19th.
Battle for second now with 11 to go in stage number 2. Problems for Taylor Gray. He has dropped to the tail end of the lead lap. He is running 28th right now with just 11 to go in stage 1.
And Justin Allgaier is still trying to hold off Brent Cruz. Cruz now about a half car length. This is the closest he's been in the last couple of laps.
Yep, it stays about a half a car length underneath the Big Hoss television down the backstretch here in Fort Worth. Bottom of the racetrack, Allgaier slides up now, has the door wide open for Cruz. Can he take advantage?
Leaves the door open, but Brent Cruz doesn't have the momentum. He's right there hanging on the back bumper of Justin Allgaier. This is a great battle, Andrew, for the second spot.
Justin Allgaier left the door open. Now he's going to slam it shut. And with that, he's going to extend that advantage over Brent Cruz to about 2 car lengths. Cruz is trying to find any sort of speed around this racetrack to get around him.
Those two have pulled way away from Kyle Larson, who's back there looking with a mirror full of Sam Mayer. Behind to him is Brandon Jones. Here's another shot up front. Brent Cruz trying to get Allgaier.
9 to go in stage number 2. Brent Cruz now has a fender on the quarter panel of Justin Allgaier. He'll draw even to his door as they head to 1.
It's the veteran of Justin Allgaier up top, the youngster Brent Cruz down low, and Brent Cruz is showing Justin Allgaier, I am here to play. He is clear to the second spot. Justin Allgaier may try to cross him over, though.
Yeah, here comes Allgaier. He'll see if he can make a pass down into the corner. He'll drop down to the bottom of the racetrack. Cruz shuts that door, doesn't give him advantage. Meanwhile, right behind him, though, Sam Mayer going to work on Kyle Larson.
We'll pick up that battle for fourth. This Sam Mayer's digging on the bottom, tries to get the momentum, charging after Kyle Larson. They're separated by about a car length, Andrew, into turn 1.
These two drivers swapped for position about 10 laps ago, and the fight is back on. Kyle Larson runs the middle groove of the racetrack. Sam Mayer right in his tire tracks, trying to find a way to get around Kyle Larson.
So you got about a 4-car separation now between second and third, but that battle for fourth rages on. Here's Mayer, bottom of the racetrack, trying to take advantage of Larson, shows him the nose off the corner, can't do it.
Fight for fourth now with 7 laps to go in stage number 2. We'll tell you that Taylor Gray is coming onto pit road. That car's a little bit sick, but let's keep up with this battle for fourth back to 1.
Kyle Larson has started to bedazzle the top groove of this racetrack here in 1 and 2, running higher and higher each lap, building up that rubber. He's going to extend that advantage over Sam Mayer by about 1.5 car lengths.
Yeah, that battle between second and third has calmed down, and the battle between fourth and fifth at this point has also kind of calmed down. But we watch Parker Retzlaff, who keeps having a great afternoon out here in the number 99.
He is looking for the 6th position pad off of turn number 4, trying to run down Brandon Jones. Behind him, you've got a hard-charging Austin Hill. He's in the mix, taking a look to the inside.
Retzlaff was just looking to make a move on Brandon Jones, but now he goes to defense as Austin Hill is right on his heels as he tries to track him down the back straightaway.
Austin Hill working on Retzlaff, a half a car length for the 21 versus the 99, now into the corner here in turn number 3. Both of them using the middle lane of the racetrack as that rubber begins to stretch out the track.
5 laps to go in stage number 2. Brent Cruz won't have enough laps to win the stage, Andrew, but he is catching Connor Zillage.
Yeah, he's catching him. I would call it maybe 15 car lengths, and I don't know if Justin Allgaier has necessarily let him go either. He's about 5 back to Brent Cruz for that second spot.
Okay, here's Zillage just now into turn 3, bottom of the racetrack where he takes the number 1 Chevy. Behind him, Cruz trying to track him down. Allgaier's there. That battle for the 4th spot still hasn't gotten with the Sam Mayer.
Let's see what the stopwatch says. It was 1 second. This time across the line, it is down to 9/10. So yeah, Cruz inching his way, Andrew, towards Connor Zillage.
I would call Brent Cruz running about the exact same line as Connor Zillage here. Both in the middle groove of the racetrack, but he's trying to make up the ground.
Watching a little further back, seeing if Austin Hill may be able to track down Retzlaff. That battle goes into turn number 3. Here's Austin Hill going to the bottom of the racetrack. Retzlaff lets his car drift up high. Can't take advantage off the corner.
That's a fight for 7th. We'll document that Taylor Gray has gone to the garage with an issue on the left rear. We've got 3 to go in stage 1.
Yes, and Connor Zilich is going to approach some lap traffic here. There's a slow vehicle in front of him. Let's see if this makes any difference at the end of the stage.
Here comes Zilich into the corner, pulls that wheel to the left, going to paint that white line with that front left-hand tire. Works his way in the middle of the corner there as he works up on Mason Maggio.
I know Connor Zilich has never raced at Texas Motor Speedway. You wouldn't know it based off this performance here in stage number 2. 2 laps to go in stage 2, Andrew, as he darts his way back into 1.
Connor Zilich tiptoeing around the lap traffic. This might be the last set of lap cars. That's the 91 of Mason Maggio. He just passed, but Brent Cruz is certainly closing in, calling about 7 car lengths between the top 2.
Now, I don't know if Zilich is just trying to make this interesting or give us something to do, but it is fun to watch Cruz try to run down the leader. Here's Zilich calling about 7 car lengths.
I thought Brent Cruz didn't have enough time, but we have 1 to go now in stage number 2. We're talking car lengths, just 3 of them for Brent Cruz as he's trying to catch Zilich.
2 of the youngest drivers in the field battling for the lead here at Texas Motor Speedway on the final lap of the stage. Connor Zilich about a groove lower than Brent Cruz. Let's see if Cruz can mount one final run on the race leader.
Here they come down the backstretch underneath the Big Hoss TV one more time out next to the wall. Bottom of the racetrack, that's where you find Zilich. He cuts it down, Cruz does, to a car length, half a car length. Can he make it work all 4?
Cruz is digging off of turn number 4. He's gotten it to within a car length, but it's not going to be enough. Connor Zilich hangs on for dear life to win stage number 2 over Brent Cruz, Justin Allgaier, Kyle Larson, and Sam Mayer, the top 5. Also scoring stage points here in stage 2. It'll be Brandon Jones in 6th, Parker Retzlaff 7th, Austin Hill 8th, Sheldon Creed 9th, and William Sawalich gets the final stage point. Here in the Andes, Frozen Custard 340.
This is a consumer warning for men in our audience looking to buy generic versions of the blue or yellow pills online. Be very careful. Many of these products may be completely ineffective. Our research team has found versions of these blue and yellow pills for the remarkable price of about $1 a pill. They have a success rate as high as 87% to help men with erection issues. And remember, with a price as low as $1, you'll get more bang for your buck. Call now and we can confidentially ship your order with no questions asked. Call now to learn how to get our versions of the blue or yellow pills for about $1 a pill. Call now and ask for express shipping to get your package in days. 800-245-4816. 800-245-4816. 800-245-4816. That's 800-245-4816. Call Pharmacy Shop now.
Today's broadcast brought to you in part by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com. From Texas Motor Speedway, this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
I'm PRN's Doug Turnbull, co-host of the 5 to Go podcast, where I dive deep on 5 racing topics each week with championship mechanic Dan Elliott.
We try to predict each week based on the stats that we get, but we also see that each week brings something different.
And roving racing journo Devin Kupka.
Felt like going into the race, no matter what happened, that man, Tyler Reddick's going to be the driver to beat.
Expert analysis unfiltered. The 5 to Go podcast on GoPRN.com, Apple, Spotify, and YouTube.
Green flag, the Coca-Cola 600's underway.
This is a crown jewel race. It's a 600-mile salute to those who have made the ultimate sacrifice.
It's do what we love because of the sacrifices that were made by our military heroes.
If you win this one, you'll carry it with you forever.
It's NASCAR's toughest test of man and machine.
It's the Coca-Cola 600 on Memorial Day weekend.
NASCAR heads to Music City for the Cracker Barrel 400 Triple Header Weekend, May 29th through the 31st. Go to NashvilleSuperspeedway.com.
2 stages in the books here of the Andes Frozen Custard 340 at Texas Motor Speedway. Brad Gilley alongside Nick Yeoman and Ross Chastain. Covering things in the turns are Andrew Curlin and Pat Patterson. Our Napa Auto Parts pit reporters today, Brett McMillan, Heather DeBow, and Alan Cavana. They're about to get busy. Pit road is not open this time by, however, as Connor Zilich won stage number 2. And really what continues the dominance of junior motorsports in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, Ross. Justin Allgaier led the entirety of stage number 1. Connor Zilich coming off a 10-win season. He goes out there and just about leads every single lap of stage number 2.
Well, you're saying that Connor Zilich has never been here. He's leading. Brent Cruz has never been here. He's in second. And then Justin Allgaier has been here since the dawn of time, Nick. So we have a very diverse group of drivers up front with 2-time Cup Series champion Kyle Larson in 4th. But, yes, interesting to see. Next on the list, pit road. Who's going to make the right adjustments? We saw a year ago, I believe, the best I remember, Justin Allgaier controlling this race, crashing with a lapped car. Kyle Larson went on to win that race in Connor Zilich's car. So can Connor Zilich and that 88 team make the right adjustments? Can Connor Zilich stay up front? Can Kyle Larson make the right adjustments in that 88 car?
Well, now you got me thinking, can we just see him go across the start-finish line with the checkered flag upside down and on fire?
Stop.
Yeah, well, what are we doing, Brad?
We're pausing 10 seconds for station identification. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network. Pit road is open. We're going to see a lot of activity coming up this time. We actually have 27 cars on the lead lap, which is added to the excitement here of the Andes Frozen Custard 340. Connor Zilich is going to lead the way, followed by Brent Cruz, Justin Allgaier, Kyle Larson, Sam Mayer, your top 5 in stage number 1. And Alan Cavana, you're the first one they're going to see. You're the first one the leader is going to see as well.
Yeah, Connor Zilich had a rocket ship for most of that stage, but as it progressed, it got tighter and tighter. So they're going to make an adjustment with air pressure. Crew Chief Rodney Childers with the call as they go to the right side. They're going to come around and put left side tires on and try to keep that speed in the 1 car. Brandon Jones way too free in turns 1 and 2. They're trying to make an adjustment to help that, Heather DeBow.
And Brent Cruz telling his team he's really good, just a little snug, but I like it. No adjustments for the 19. Also, Justin Allgaier wrecking loose off of 2 and tight when I'm picking up the throttle. They're going to take a big swing on the 7. Brett McMillan.
Sam Mayer started off loose but went tight, so they gave him a round down on the right side. They also gave him an air pressure adjustment, and he heads out with a 11.4-second stop.
Flurry of pit stops. The race off pit lane going to be run by Connor Zilich, followed by Brent Cruz, Kyle Larson, Justin Allgaier, Brandon Jones to the top 5. Then it's Austin Hill and Parker Retzlaff, as it was quite busy down there on pit lane as we head to break here in the Andes Frozen Custard 340.
Here's Christopher Bell.
My Toyota Camry TRD race car isn't cheap to build and prepare. I have a pit crew that maintains and fixes my equipment. I have a spotter high above the track watching my back, talking me through turns and potential dangers on the track. I physically train to handle the stress of driving. And I have software helping my crew chief and engineers make the right strategy calls. And with all this, I never take my eyes off the road, and neither should you. One distraction can change everything in 1 instant.
This is Kyle Petty for Echo Park Automotive, and I'm here to tell you why you should shop Echo Park before you buy a car, truck, or SUV. Over half of inventory at Echo Park is priced below $25,000, and car for car, truck for truck. Echo Park Automotive's pricing is $3,000 less than the competition. Maybe that's why Echo Park has over 100,000 5-star reviews. Echo Park Automotive is built to make sure you drive away happy. It's even in their name, Echo Park Automotive. Every car, happy owner, the official used car retailer of Speedway Motorsports.
As we approach the halfway point, we're about to get into the final stage of the Andes Frozen Custard 340 from Texas Motor Speedway. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Hi, this is Doug Rice of PRN. Join me for another great episode of Fast Talk. Is piling on Carson Hocebar okay now?
We piled on drivers in the past. We piled on Dale Earnhardt Sr. if we go back to 79 and 80 and when he was winning championships. Richard Petty, David Pearson, Kel Yarb, they piled on him because he was the new guy up front running. He has that unapologetic, I'm doing this, Earnhardt attitude.
That's Fast Talk right here on PRN.
Shane Van Gisbergen for the final time up here in turn number 2. He brought a gun to a knife fight today.
Then we got Noah Gregson around right in the middle of the pack, and he got hammered by Ryan Priest. Brad Keselowski's off into the dirt as well.
The Toyota Save Mart 350 at Sonoma, Sunday, June 28th. Tickets at sonomaraceway.com.
You're listening to the Performance Racing Network's live coverage of the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series.
Field is coming to the choose as they line up side by side to head through the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone and kick off stage number 3 here of the Andes Frozen Custard 340. Let's give you a leaderboard update brought to you by Hunt Brothers Pizza, where we love racing and we love pizza. Find your next pizza at huntbrotherspizza.com or download the Hunt Brothers Pizza app.
Connor Zilic is your race leader, going to restart on the front row with Brent Cruz being shown in second. Kyle Larson runs in third. Justin Allgaier is fourth. Brandon Jones is fifth. Austin Hill is sixth. Parker Retzlaff runs in the 7th position. 8th is William Sawalwich. 9th is Sam Mayer. And Sheldon Creed has the final spot in the top 10.
Sammy Smith runs in 11th. Carson Quapple is 12th. 13th is Ryan Sieg. 14th, Anthony Alfredo. Harrison Burton is 15th. 16th, Dean Thompson. 17th is Jesse Love. Josh Williams is 18th. 19th, Blaine Perkins. And Rajah Caruth rounds out the top 20.
We will restart with 103 laps to go as we kick off the final stage of the Andes Frozen Custard 340. It's been a nice afternoon, Pat Patterson. A lot of accidents, a lot of action in stage number 1, a lot of good racing in stage number 2.
Yeah, and that groove, again, down at least on my end of the racetrack, and I think Andrew would agree, it's gotten a little bit better each and every stage that we've had. So, hey, this should be the best part. Pate's car hits the pit road. We are ready to restart here in Fort Worth.
And, of course, they will restart in the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone. Side by side, Connor Zilic on the bottom, the youngster Brent Cruz on the outside. Kyle Larson got a good restart in third. They will all head to turn number 1.
And turns 1 and 2 in full shade as Connor Zilic just edges out in front of Kyle Larson and Brent Cruz. The battle is for second. Cruz is on the outside, Larson on the inside.
That battle for 4th is a good one, too. Allgaier side by side with Jones. Meanwhile, right in front, you got Larson battling for that second spot. No, he's got the second spot now.
Boy, Kyle Larson shot out of turn number 4, clears Brent Cruz. Now we'll look to the back bumper of race leader Connor Zilic. Behind Brent Cruz, you have Justin Allgaier, Brandon Jones, and here comes Austin Hill in the mix.
And Sam Mayer is down low fighting against Parker Retzlaff. That's the first side-by-side battle. Sam Mayer puts his back bumper to Austin Hill. He wants that position as well.
Hill goes out, blocks that advance. Now the crossover move happens with Mayer. Mayer wants that spot, takes it away from Hill. Now Hill's under attack for Retzlaff.
Parker Retzlaff trying to dig on the bottom. Austin Hill left the inside open. Retzlaff's going to fill that spot. They'll go side by side across the start-finish line. This is the battle for 7th.
Watching the battle for second that's starting to heat up. Larson is down low. Brent Cruz is breathing down his neck about a half car length, but behind them, Mayer and Jones go side by side.
And then it's a little bit further ahead there. That's where Allgaier's at. Mayer's going to make that move on Jones, or attempt to. Bottom of the racetrack. He's going to have the position at least for the moment. Jones fights back on the outside.
Sam Mayer brings his Andes Frozen Custard Chevrolet into the top 5, while Connor Zilic leads Kyle Larson, Brent Cruz, and Justin Allgaier into 1.
Yeah, Kyle Larson has a little bit of breathing room over Brent Cruz, calling about 1 car length over the 2 of them. Looking back behind them, it's Justin Allgaier in 4th and Sam Mayer in 5th.
You go back a little bit further there. Sammy Smith beginning to make a move towards the front here. Also, Quapple is back there battling with this group, and Jesse Love is as well.
100 laps down, 100 laps to go here at Texas Motor Speedway. Connor Zilic with about a 6-car length advantage over Larson. Then it's Brent Cruz in 3rd. Justin Allgaier comfortably in 4th.
Brent Cruz is still working on Kyle Larson. He is in the middle group of the racetrack. Larson all the way down low. Let's see if Cruz can have some momentum and pass Larson for second.
Down on that end of the racetrack in 1 and 2, Cruz likes the top side. Bottom side is where they race down here in 3 and 4. Call it a car length and a half between 2nd and 3rd.
Connor Zilic leading the way. And Ross, I want to ask you, we saw a couple of 45-lap stages in 1 and 2. You had a fixed amount of laps that you knew you were going to be able to get fresh tires. They still have 2 more sets of Goodyear tires laying in the pits. but they also have the opportunity to potentially run the longest part of this race that they have all day.
Yeah, absolutely. I still think that your leaders will go around halfway through this stage, which was a little more than 100 laps to go in the race whenever we took the green for the start of stage 3. Currently coming around to have 97 to go this time. So, yes, you'll run to about the split. Some of the guys further back may run a little longer. Somebody in traffic might short that stop of what they think their competitors will do. But here in the O'Reilly Series, a little different this weekend. 2 more sets of tires laying in the pits. So I believe you'll only stop 1 more time, but you'll have another set to put on later if we get another caution.
You seeing tires make a difference here today, or do we know?
I'm not sure. In the truck race last night, I can speak to that. We were wearing the lefts as much as anything, more the left front tire. We saw Austin Dillon blow a tire earlier, and when they took the tire off, there was no rubber on the tread of that tire. So not sure what happened to that tire. Something happened first. And then as we have a battle for the lead in front of Andrew Curlin.
Kyle Larson has gotten to the inside of Connor Zilic. He's on his quarter panel. They're going to be door-to-door down the back straightaway for the lead.
That's the way they race, door-to-door, as Andrew just said, into turn number 3. Allgaier's loving it because he's pulling up. He's going to try to take a twofer. 3 wide off the corner. Allgaier trying to take the lead.
Oh, they are banging doors off of turn number 4. It looks like Kyle Larson will emerge with the race lead, then Brent Cruz, then Connor Zilic. Here comes Justin Allgaier in 4th.
That was quite a bold move from Brent Cruz, going 3 wide for the lead. He'll stay in 3rd. He wants 2nd, though, from Connor Zilic as Larson starts to run away from all of them.
Zilic got into the wall off the corner down here, not badly, but you could sure see where he rubbed it. That battle for 2nd is locked up again. Here comes Zilic to the top side of the racetrack and works on Cruz.
You've got 2 very aggressive young drivers fighting for that 2nd spot. Connor Zilic cleared Brent Cruz. Cruz will have to tuck in behind because Justin Allgaier's on his back bumper.
Justin Allgaier is breathing down the neck of those 2nd and 3rd place running machines. Allgaier right in the tire tracks of Brent Cruz, trying to get in on all the action up front.
Great battle up here with these top 2nd, 3rd, and 4th right now. And also Sam Mayer trying to hold on to that group. Watching Allgaier go to the top side of the racetrack, trying to get some momentum for Cruz.
Those 3 drivers, Larson, Zilic, and Cruz, put on a whale of a show at Bristol just a few weeks ago. And Ross Chastain, I don't know how they didn't wreck there in turn 4.
Yeah, 3 great race car drivers got away with one there.
Back into turn number 1. Andrew, looks like a battle shaping up for 3rd.
Allgaier's on the inside of Brent Cruz. Like you said, Nick, that's the battle for 3rd, but Brent Cruz is going to throw the block on him.
Yeah, he threw the block, and now Allgaier will try to size him up and figure out where to be on the racetrack. He'll take the top side of the racetrack. Cruz at the bottom. Right in front of him is Zilic.
Connor Zilic running in the 2nd spot. Brent Cruz, Justin Allgaier. Allgaier peaks low. He's going to have to think better of it and tuck in right behind Cruz.
Justin Allgaier starting to recollect himself here to make another mount on that 3rd position on Brent Cruz. He'll now go to the inside. Kind of diamonds the corner. They're going to be door-to-door, number to number down the back straightaway.
Allgaier's got the position now. If he can just move Cruz up just ever so slightly, can't get to his bottom, and now he'll follow him around the top side of the racetrack, unable to make an advance.
As they battle, it'll bring Sam Mayer into the mix here with 91 laps to go at Texas Motor Speedway. Your top 5, Kyle Larson, Connor Zilic, Brent Cruz, Justin Allgaier, and Sam Mayer.
Do you have diabetes? I'm sure you've seen the television commercials on the new CGM devices from all the top brands and how well they can help you manage your diabetes. Do you have the latest and newest in diabetes technology? The Diabetes Solution Center carries most of the top brands, and the great news is your insurance may cover most of the cost. Call our special CGM hotline today, and our friendly representatives will help see if you qualify. You could get a new CGM from the top brands at little or no cost to you. Make living with diabetes easier. You are just one free phone call away to learn if your insurance covers the cost. So make this free call today to the Diabetes Solutions Center and learn for free how to get your new continuous glucose monitor.
800-396-0150. 800-396-0150. 800-396-0150. That's 800-396-0150.
Kyle Larson pulling away with the lead now, but some battles heating up. In fact, we've got one for 2nd, Andrew.
Brent Cruz is on the quarter panel. Connor Zilic Zilic, and he gets into him. Wow, that was a huge moment. I can't believe Connor Zilic just saved his race car there.
Cruz is hanging on to it, and he'll stay in the gas up here. He's got the position. Zilic about a car length and a half off.
Connor Zilic is going to try and have to gather himself. Brent Cruz took that second spot. Connor Zilic in third. Justin Allgaier fourth. Kyle Larson leads the Andes Frozen Custard 300 here in Fort Worth, Texas. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Welcome to PRN's At the Track. I'm Lenny Baticki. We are PRN's half-hour weekly show dedicated to the short track, dirt track, legends, and kart racing across the Southeast. We provide our audience with the news and insightful conversations with the newsmakers from grassroots racing. How did that help you this time to take this victory from a grassroots perspective?
I definitely felt like Martinsville was a lot harder than the other one.
That's PRN's At the Track.
Hi, I'm David Stiles of PRN, and I know the news cycle is very fast-paced, and we're here to bring you even more fast-paced news about the sport of NASCAR.
I'm extremely happy and proud to be holding this trophy. Obviously, I'm on the good side of it right now.
The latest news from the racetrack, the biggest storylines in the garage, and our opinions about the sport. You can hear all of it on PRN's Garage Pass. NASCAR is back at America's Home for Racing, May 22nd through the 24th for the Coca-Cola 600.
86 laps to go here at Texas Motor Speedway, the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. Kyle Larson is your race leader by 2.7 seconds over Brent Cruz and Justin Allgaier. Connor Zilic runs in the fourth position. Brandon Jones runs in fifth. And boy, Ross Chastain, it doesn't matter if it's turn 2, turn 4. We have seen some near misses. Really hard not to be impressed with the driving by the guys up front right now.
Absolutely. And, you know, when we think back to that, Brent Cruz made a move to the bottom after Kyle Larson slid up into and right against the door of his teammate Connor Zilic. But when you think back to stage 2, Connor Zilic took control of that race. So through the 3 stages, we've got 3 different Junior Motorsports Chevys control the front of this field. In this stage, for sure, the 88 Kyle Larson has driven past Connor Zilic and away from him, which is definitely different than what we saw in stage 2.
Yeah, for sure. We know we're going to have at least one more trip down pit road to go visit our Napa pit reporters, Alan Cavana, Heather DeBow, and Brett McMillan. I will say this about Kyle Larson. He did win this race here last year. He's won at Texas before. Thursday night, he won at the dirt track in the high limit race, beating Rico Abreu and Aaron Reitzel, the top 3. They're going to race there again tonight on the dirt track. Larson's literally going for 4 race wins here this weekend, and right now it's looking good for at least getting 2. By the way, if you're here at Texas today, 5:30, they're going to open the gates at the dirt track for the high limit race. If you're not here, we'll get here because there's plenty happening. Tomorrow, we've got the Worth 400. We're going to see Ross Chastain take off from the 16th spot in the Kubota Chevrolet, which that'll be another exciting one as well. You got an early start to tomorrow too, don't you?
We do. I'll be out there around a little after 9 a.m. We'll start out at the merch hauler and TxDOT and all kinds of things out in the fan zone, and then come inside. But tonight I'm pretty excited. I'm going to go over to the PBR, watch some bull riding tonight, and then a little Mark Chestnut down at the stockyards. I've never seen him live. I'm excited. Got a few buddies and girlfriend Jordan. We're going to go take in some country music here.
Nice.
Always love the stockyards, man. There is so much fun to be had down there. Great restaurants, great area. Love coming out to Texas. So that sounds like a pretty fun evening you've got lined up ahead of you.
I mean, it's no winning a dirt race like Kyle Larson's going to go over here and race with Rico and all the cool guys on dirt. But yeah, we get done with this race as we coming up back around to 80 laps to go this time.
Yeah, well, you're definitely going to find out, and I know you already know this, why they call Fort Worth Cowtown. Because that literally is the Fort Worth Stockyards. It's not just that by name. That's what it was. That's what helped build the city of Fort Worth as well, with all the agriculture and a lot of that going on. Well, Brandon Jones is making his way up through the field as well. Pat, he just took away another spot in front of you.
Yeah, he did, and he's trying to stretch that out now to get around Zilic. They worked their way through the dog leg down in front of Andrew Curley.
And Brandon Jones made that pass right in front of me a lap ago. Connor Zilic, though, not letting him get away. 1 car length behind Brandon Jones for position down the back straightaway.
That's the way they'll race underneath the Big Hoss TV. They'll try to work their way into the corner here. We'll see which way Jones likes to go. Bottom of the racetrack, he's trying to keep up and catch up to Justin Allgaier in front of him. Zillich seems to be falling back just a little bit, guys.
It's a good point, Pat. Connor Zillich restarted this final stage with the race lead, but he has now slid all the way back to the 5th position, and now Sam Mayer trying to track him down, but Zillich fighting back on the inside, trying to get around Brandon Jones.
Sam Mayer trying to advance his position, but Josh Balicki, lap car, is going to get in the way. All the drivers here in the field starting to battle lap traffic.
Yeah, exactly right, Andrew. It's what I've been looking for. It's a lot of fun to watch them carve their way through this. Right now, though, Jones doing a good job of pulling away from Connor Zillich.
Connor Zillich has led 48 laps here of this race. He actually won stage number 2, and that Registic Chevrolet actually has the first pit stall as they come onto pit road from turn number 4. That happens in front of Alan Cavana. Alan, what's that team saying?
Well, the handling's just going away, and the more that it does, the louder the driver is getting on the radio. Connor Zillich saying that the front tires are chattering. Then he was saying it's just plowing so much. Then he told Rodney Childers, we need to put a wrench in this thing. Then he told Rodney Childers, we should probably short pit. It is so bad right now, the handling, because we saw how good he was, and now he's falling back. Connor Zillich trying to diagnose the issue and get it fixed as soon as possible.
Thank you very much, Alan. One of 3 Napa Auto Parts pit reporters we have here today, also including Heather DeBow and Brett McMillan. Safety starts underneath. Napa has the undercar solutions you need to stop issues, go further with repairs, and grow your shop. Keep undercar under control at Napa. Kyle Larson leads. Brent Cruz, Justin Allgaier, Brandon Jones, Connor Zillich, your top 5 with 77 laps to go here in Texas.
What makes Toyota Racing Toyota Racing? It's not just how we drive, it's why we drive. Bubba Wallace drives with resilience, building himself back up with a Toyota team that never lets him stay down. Jade Evadissian drives with determination to be faster, sharper, every lap, every day. Christopher Bell drives with inspiration, because when talent meets the perfect team, you don't just win, you inspire what comes next. Toyota Racing, your race, your story. NASCAR is a registered trademark of the National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing, LLC.
Green flag, the Coca-Cola 600's underway.
This is a crown jewel race.
It's a 600-mile salute to those who have made the ultimate sacrifice.
It's do what we love because of the sacrifices that were made by our military heroes.
If you win this one, you'll carry it with you forever.
It's NASCAR's toughest test of man and machine.
It's the Coca-Cola 600 on Memorial Day weekend.
Kyle Larson's lead is up to 3 seconds over Brent Cruz with 74 laps to go here at Texas Motor Speedway. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Here's Chase Elliott on the importance of sponsors like Napa.
It is fit for our 13th year together. They've been a great partner. I think as time goes on, those relationships get better. If you're lucky enough to have a partner for that length of time, they get to know you, you get to know them, we figure out what works for each other, and we can really start pulling the rope in the same direction. And I think that that's where our relationship has really thrived the most.
NASCAR Network Radio drives business.
After a devastating storm that brings down trees and homes, so many families have nowhere to turn. That's why Samaritan's Purse responds immediately after hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, and fires all across the country. Our volunteer teams bring tools and compassion to homeowners who have lost not only possessions, but more importantly, hope. You can help. Join with Samaritan's Purse. Log on to SamaritansPurse.org.
Just the opposite for Brandon Jones, who came over the radio and said this is the best his car has felt all day after being tight for most of the race. The car, the track is coming to him, and he is moving forward, trying to run down Justin Allgaier for that 3rd position. His crew chief told Brandon Jones we are about 20 more laps away from pitting if this continues to go green. Brett?
Alan, I'm hearing from Carson Quappel right now. He said the car has been getting tight and tighter, and right now it's getting pretty tight in the center of the corners. Also heard from Ryan Sieg, he's kind of been dancing on the edge of the top 10. He said the car right now is pretty good on the exit of the turns.
Thank you very much, Alan and Brett, a couple of our Napa pit reporters. And Connor Zillich is just continuing to fall back, Andrew.
Yeah, he has. It's a tough go for Connor Zillich right now. He's side by side with Sam Mayer, who's trying to take advantage.
Yeah, Zilich is just trying to hang on right now. Won't surprise me if he's not one of the first ones to make a pit stop here pretty quick. They got to put some tires on that thing.
Sam Mayer's car's been a bit of a handful as well. We saw a replay just a few laps ago. He got sideways off of turn number 2 right in front of Austin Hill and created quite a bottleneck. So, I mean, we're at the point, Ross. 69 to go. We've had about a 40-lap, 35-lap run where the handling certainly starting to go away for some of these drivers.
Yeah, absolutely. Brad mentioned it during break. They just visibly look slower, most notably that number 1 of Connor Zilich. But, yes, across the board, all the drivers are wanting tires right now. Their cars are not turning. Most of them have probably built tighter besides Brandon Jones. And as we go here, it's only going to get worse, and we've got to get another just under 20 laps before any of these pit crews really want to go to work.
Yeah, Connor Zilich is helpless right now. He has dropped to the back of the top 10. He's running 9th right now with Sammy Smith in front of him. But for Zilich, we're not in the pit window. Even if he wanted to come in and get fresh tires, it would not make sense for Rodney Childers to bring him in because they wouldn't have, or they'd be on the very, very edge of having enough Sunoco fuel to make the distance.
Have to lose another spot. Sammy Smith takes a peek to the inside. This is the challenge for the 9th position. A pair of teammates, Sammy Smith to the inside. Andrew, he's going to pull off that pass pretty easily on Zilich.
He will. Smith will actually slide right in front of Connor Zilich, and Zilich right now back under attack by Williams. Sawalich is on his inside.
Now Sawalich is going to work down to the bottom of the racetrack here in 3 and 4. Try to take that spot away from the number 1 driver as he works back to the top side of the racetrack. So move him back another position.
Pain continues for Connor Zilich. He is now outside of the top 10. Sheldon Creed is going to be the next challenger, about 4 car lengths back as they head to 1.
Oh, and Connor Zilich looking actually really slow. Creed just took that position over. Zilich has a problem for sure. He is slow. The right front is smoking for Connor Zilich. So major problems for the driver of the run. Let's see if he can get to pit road safely.
He fights his way down to the bottom of the racetrack. No caution out here. Zilich apparently is hasn't lost completely the tire. He'll try to work his way around to the pit area. Meanwhile, we stand green.
Jeremy Clements did a great job of avoiding Connor Zilich. They all continue. Zilich now working his way on the apron in turn number 4. Alan Cavana, he is headed to you.
And the crew immediately jumped up. Connor was in the middle of a radio talking with the crew saying, I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's wrong. Oh my goodness, the right front is down, and he is correct. He pulls it into his pit stalls. The crew goes around to the right side. They're diagnosing it now, just putting on the right side. They're putting a wrench in there, making that adjustment that he so desperately wanted. They're going to go ahead and make a 4-tire stop, fill it up with fuel, and see if that 1 car is any worse for wear as Connor Zilich is on and off pit road.
Right front tire came off of that car. It was absolutely shredded, and it's a great call by Andrew Curlin up there in turn number 1 because, Ross, that got very hairy. Good driving by Jeremy Clements because that could have been an absolute mess.
Absolutely, and for Connor Zilich, he's on the radio talking, trying to describe to Rodney Childers what's wrong with the car and how tight, trying to relay how tight that car actually is, and the air comes out of the tire and it folds under. He does get to pit road, could be a few laps down. As we go back towards the front, I want to look at Parker Retzloff. In 5th, he drove up here on his own merit and is on the back bumper of Brandon Jones off turn 2.
Yeah, he has done run a great race, Ross, and has been fast all day. Right now, hanging with Jones down at the bottom of the racetrack here in turns 3 and 4, trying to hold on to that front 5.
Viking Motorsports, that Chevrolet team, and Parker Retzloff doing a great job. Has a little bit of lap traffic there sort of in between him and Brandon Jones right now, but he'll try and clear him in front of you, Andrew.
Parker has had an excellent season up to this point for that team. He's looking on the inside of Brandon Jones, had to get around Brandon Poole for a lap car, so he's going to try to mount another attack on Brandon Jones here.
Starting to see a couple of cars go to the pit road here. Once again, Retzloff trying to hold on to Brandon Jones. They work midway through the corner here in 3 and 4.
We'll stay with those two off of turn number 4. Parker Retzloff entered this weekend 10th in points. 5 top 10 finishes, continuing to try to track down Brandon Jones in turn 1.
Call it about 4 car lengths in closing for Parker Retzloff on Brandon Jones, and right behind them, Connor Zilich in the 1 with fresh tires may break this battle up.
Watching the leader now as well make his way out off of turn number 4. He's got some lap traffic to deal with.
Still expecting the pit window to open for everyone within about the next 5 laps. Kyle Larson leads by nearly 4 seconds over Brent Cruz, Justin Allgaier, Brandon Jones, and Parker Retzloff.
Whether your engine runs daily or only when you need it, Z-Max Micro Lubricant is the force you need against carbon buildup that can damage your engine. Combustion causes carbon and other harmful deposits to build up in your engine, fuel system, and transmission. And carbon is like sandpaper, rubbing against your engine's internal parts. You don't want that. You want Z-Max Micro Lubricant. It soaks into metal and keeps your vehicle running at peak performance. Find out more at zmax.com or visit us on Facebook and X. Protect your engine to the max with Z-Max.
Denny Hamlin on the importance of sponsorship in NASCAR.
They are the resources behind the money that we spend on the racetrack, but we also use a lot of their resources that they have within their own company to make our cars faster.
NASCAR Network Radio drives business.
Pit window starting to open up now, Brett McMillan.
And Carson Quaffle headed down pit road to the attention of his crew. He said the car's gotten tight longer the run win. He said, but don't free me up too much because I expect the next run to be about the same. They're on the right side. They're giving him a 4-tire change. Right side tires have been changed. Left side tires going on, being filled with Sunoco fuel. They're dropping the jack a little slow on the left rear, and he is gone, headed to Bow.
Also in is Austin Hill telling his team he's just too tight in the center of 1 and 2 and in dirty air, but he asked him to leave it alone. He doesn't want any adjustments for Goodyear tires and Sunoco fuel.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Heather. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Hey, it's Charlie and Debbie, along with NASCAR legend Kyle Petty, inviting you to join us for Kyle Petty's Back Then Again Country Countdown.
Each week, we'll put it in reverse and take a trip down memory lane, looking back at that week's top 20 country songs from years past.
We'll dive into what made those songs and artists move the needle, what pop culture trends made those years unique.
And you'll get to hear me tell stories only I can tell.
So don't miss Kyle Petty's Back Then Again Country Countdown right here each week.
Shane Van Gisbergen for the final time up here in turn number 2. He brought a gun to a knife fight today.
Then we got Noah Gregson around right in the middle of the pack, and he got hammered by Ryan Priest. Brad Keselowski's off into the dirt as well.
The Toyota Save Mart 350 at Sonoma, Sunday, June 28th. Tickets at sonomaraceway.com.
You're listening to the Performance Racing Network's live coverage of the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series.
Pit window is open. Leaders in front of Heather DeBow.
Kyle Larson in. They just did a track bar adjustment on that 88. He said he's a little bit tight, but it fired off good. Also, who came in before him was Justin Allgaier. The previous stop, they did a big swing. This time, no adjustments. Alan Cabana.
Brandon Jones raced his way into the top 3. He loves the car where it is now. The handling, he says, is so much better. Sheldon Creed also on pit road, not having the day he wants. They're looking for a little more speed in the 00, Heather.
And William Sawalich just now leaving his pit box. He said he's too free, firing off and tight on the bottom of 4. Brett McMillan.
Anthony Alfredo just finishing up his pit stop. He got a major adjustment on the right side, finishing up on the left side right now. We've already had a stop from Justin Love. He had major adjustments as he's been batted with 1 and 2 all day long. A major adjustment on the right side and the left side before he left. Alan Cabana.
Sammy Smith started this race in 15th. They've been working on it all day, including this pit stop right here. He's raced into the top 10, looking to get a little bit more, including $100,000 for that dash for cash.
All right, thank you very much, Brett, Heather, and Alan. Brett Cruz already came in for his stop as well, and things are cycling out. Ryan Sieg still out on the racetrack. Rajah Caruth, Josh Williams, LeVar Scott, they have not made their stop. When things cycle back, it looks like Kyle Larson will continue as the race leader here in Texas.
Ryan Sieg slowly brings that number 39 machine to pit lane, so that's another car. We see Josh Williams peel off the pit lane, Josh Balicki as well, but as you pointed out, this all looks like it's going to fall back into the hands of Kyle Larson as he's currently being shown in the 4th position as Larson is pitted. Allgaier's been off pit lane. Brandon Jones, Brent Cruz, all the main players, Brad, with some routine service, and all told, look like some pretty good pit stops.
Yeah, when things cycle back, Kyle Larson right now has about a 4-second lead over Justin Allgaier. But I think one thing that we saw, Ross, on the longer run, Justin Allgaier's car started really coming to life.
It did, but after the pit stop, it looks like he has been into the wall, I believe off turn 2. Looks like the Goodyear lettering is gone off the right side of that Roto-Rooter Chevy. something we'll have to keep an eye on, but definitely was making progress before the pit stop.
So as we continue here, we've got 52 laps to go at Texas Motor Speedway. Rajah Caruth, the last car to stay out. Kyle Larson is now showing in second spot, but Rajah comes in. That's going to give the lead back to Kyle Larson. Justin Allgaier will be running in second, followed by Brandon Jones, Brett Cruz, and Parker Retzloff, who I know we've talked about Parker Retzloff. That Viking Motorsports team really has done just some amazing work this year. They switched from Ford to Chevrolet. They added 2 cars, Anthony Alfredo, a teammate to him, and Retzloff in teams that don't have mega funding, even before this year, has been showing quite a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And you look at a guy like Anthony, been in this sport longer than Parker, but when you look at the points, the finishes, all the measurable metrics, Parker is doing an above his weight class job, coming in around 10th in points and adding his cushion to the cut line.
Pretty comfortable right now in the 5th position. He has about a 2-second advantage over Austin Hill, who's had a nice day as well in 6th. Kyle Larson, your race leader, by 3.2 seconds over Justin Allgaier. The battle, though, Pat, is on for 3rd. It's those Toyota teammates. They simply can't get away from each other, Brandon Jones and Brent Cruz.
I'll tell you what, their numbers, 19 and 20, and they've been running at each other all afternoon long. They continue to do so as they head back to the stripe here. Brandon Jones holding on to that spot as he heads into turn number 1, Andrew.
Here comes into my view. Brandon Jones is down low, and Brent Cruz is running that middle groove, trying to track his teammate down. It's about half a car length between those 2 drivers.
We'll see if they can make it. Cruz, I'm talking about, can make a move on Jones this time. They don't have any lap traffic to work with. Cruz will go to the bottom of the racetrack. He'll get side by side with his teammate. Can he hold the position and hold the car down?
Fight for 3rd, door to door, coming off of turn number 4. Brent Cruz on the inside of Brandon Jones. They are nose to nose at the line.
The pay window is open, and neither driver is giving the other an inch. Brent Cruz now, though, starting to sneak in front of Brandon Jones. He tries to slide in front of him, but he will just barely close the door.
And they stay side by side. Once again, they get right back even with each other into turn number 3. Down at the bottom of the racetrack is Cruz. The high side is Jones.
Both holding it wide open off of turn number 4. It looked like Cruz had the advantage, but back comes Brandon Jones. They're like magnets, Andrew. They can't get away from each other.
They certainly cannot. Cruz closed the door, then reopened it for Brandon Jones, and with that came Pandora's box. Now he's going to clear him, but Brandon Jones may look to cross him over on the backstretch.
Jones is not giving him anything. He is having to fight, and he's going to school with one of the best ones on these mile and a half, talking about Brandon Jones. Right now, though, Cruz stretches his lead out.
And that was a fight for 3rd. Give it to Brent Cruz. Kyle Larson leads this race. Andrew Curlin, I want to ask you about another driver, a teammate. We saw Connor Zillage out front. He had to pit early for a flat tire. He is the last car on the lead lap, about a half a straightaway in front of race leader Kyle Larson, but it looks like Zillage still has a handful.
He certainly did. He was right up against the edge of the groove where you almost enter into no man's land, and he had quite the moment about 15 laps ago. He was a save away from finding himself in the outside safer barrier, so it's safe to say that he certainly has a handful. Connor Zillage now in front of me running the middle groove of the racetrack. Maybe he's just learning the limits here at Texas.
All right, thank you very much, Andrew. Ross, I'm curious, I'm looking at the dark tire grooves in the asphalt as this track has widened out. You ran last night in the Craftsman Truck Series race, and you know what experience is like in the Cup car as well. How much more do we expect it to widen out tomorrow?
Tough to say. These Cup cars are limited by rear travel or the rear springs, where these O'Reilly Series cars hit the front splitter on, so they could tend to be able to run higher, especially with the bumps in 3 and 4. So, yeah, I think this is about as wide as you're going to see it, especially in 3 and 4.
Yeah, pretty interesting. All right, Napa Auto Parts pit reporters, Brett McMillan, Heather DeBow, and Alan Cabana. Alan, what can you tell us about the former leader of this race?
Yeah, it was such a promising day for Connor Zillage, and then started fighting handling problems. Turned out that handling problem was an issue with his right front that went down. He was able to make it to pit road. They put the 4 tires on there. He's now back on the lead lap. But Rodney Childers, his crew chief, just told him we're 10 laps short on fuel. That right front that caused them to pit so early, they're 10 laps short on fuel, so they're going to need some cautions and a little luck if they want to get back in this.
That is an absolute killer for Connor Zillage, because, boy, it would have meant so much to just hang on that lead lap, but another pit stop will doom any chance of him rallying. He is the final car on the lead lap. Brad, the pace for Kyle Larson's been impressive. Just 14 cars right now on the lead lap.
Yeah, but right now, though, Kyle Larson only enjoys a 2.7 7-second lead over Justin Allgaier. I say only because a few laps ago it was a 4-second lead over Justin Allgaier. The rest of your top 5, Brent Cruz runs in 3rd, Brandon Jones is 4th, 5th is Parker Retzloff as we have 42 laps to go here in Texas.
From fueling NASCAR champions on the track for over 20 years to innovating 94 octane, the highest octane on the market. Performance is what Sunoco does. All Sunoco fuel at the pump meets the same top-tier standards as the fuel used in NASCAR. From the track to your tank, you can trust Sunoco to help your vehicle perform at its peak.
This is Kyle Petty for Echo Park Automotive, and I'm here to tell you why you should shop Echo Park before you buy a car, truck, or SUV. Over half of inventory at Echo Park is priced below $25,000, and car for car, truck for truck. Echo Park Automotive's pricing is $3,000 less than the competition. Maybe that's why Echo Park has over 100,000 five-star reviews. Echo Park Automotive is built to make sure you drive away happy. It's even in their name, Echo Park Automotive. Every car, happy owner, the official used car retailer of Speedway Motorsports.
From Texas Motor Speedway, this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
It's time for a PRN pit stop. Today we're getting to know co-anchor Nick Yeoman.
Let's drag him up.
Who was the first person you called when you found out you'd be in the booth this year?
It was my dad, who, I mean, he's the reason I'm a racing fan. There's pictures of me in a crib just like hours old, and I've got like a Bill Elliott, like Coors Light number 9 hat on. It's like much larger than my head, and I have a large head. So he was definitely the one that I reached out to first.
What's the best advice you have for someone trying to call races?
Well, it's gonna sound silly, but it really is as simple as call what you see.
Fans want to know, what's the craziest call you've made in your career?
Turn number 2 for the Indianapolis 500, when Scott Dixon soared through the air, I called it live, and seeing Scott Dixon's car fly through the air, in flame, fire, debris everywhere, that was probably the biggest one that stands out to me.
This has been a PRN Pit Stop featuring Nick Yeoman.
NASCAR is at America's home for racing May 22nd through the 24th for the Coca-Cola 600. Tickets at charlottemotorspeedway.com.
13 cars on the lead lap with 37 to go, and Kyle Larson just put Connor Zilisch 1 lap down. Zilisch now the first car 1 lap down, and Ross, I don't know what else he can do right now except sort of pray to the racing gods and hope he gets some sort of a caution to get that lap back.
Yeah, I think there's a bigger problem for that number 1 car for Rodney Childers and that team to go from as good as they were handling and controlling stage 2, winning the stage. I understand maybe one bad set of tires or a bad adjustment, but after that tire went down, they were able to come in and make an adjustment. We documented them putting a wrench in the back window of that car. Now, yes, did they grind off the splitter? Are their right side skirts now worn off? They don't have as much downforce. The car's not as sealed to the racetrack. Yes, I get it. But he has just not had the speed since we started stage 3.
We have also been tracking that gap. Kyle Larson's lead has been a healthy, at times, 3 to 4 seconds. Last time across the line, it is an even 2 seconds for Justin Allgaier, so he is starting to track down Kyle Larson, this time across the line with 35 laps to go. Larson still your race leader. Allgaier still at about 2 seconds, so now maybe starting to equalize a little bit, Brad Gilly, but Justin Allgaier still clearly has a very fast car. We saw in practice, really good in long run speed, was able to show that in stage number 1. Just seemingly needs a bobble or two from Kyle Larson here in the closing laps.
Yeah, you say the word clearly, and all I can see is clear racetrack now in front of Kyle Larson. The next one he would hit actually would be the last car on the lead lap. Anthony Alfredo is actually trying to wrestle with Jesse Love to stay the last car on the lead lap as they head down the back straightaway coming off of turn number 2.
Yeah, Jesse Love now just with that exit about a car length and a half, I would guess, as he stays out in front to Love in that blue and white car today, midway through 3 and 4. And once again, that 96 of Anthony Alfredo trying to reel him in.
Slides up right behind Jesse Love. Again, this is the battle just inside of the lead lap as Alfredo runs in that 13th spot. Jesse Love runs in 12th. The top 10 right now, Kyle Larson is your race leader over Justin Allgaier, Brent Cruz, Brandon Jones, Parker Retzlaff to the top 5. Austin Hill runs in the 6th position. Carson Quapple is 7th. Sam Mayer's had a nice day. He runs in that 8th spot. Sheldon Creed and Sammy Smith, they've been dicing it up a little bit around Texas Motor Speedway. They battle for that 9th and 10th position, and then we'll just round out the lead lap cars. Jeremy Clements has been competitive today, running in that 11th position. And then, Brad, those two cars that we just talked about, Jesse Love and Anthony Alfredo, they got to get on the horse because Kyle Larson here in a matter of laps probably going to track them down and try to put them a lap down.
Well, they say if you're being chased by a bear, you don't have to be faster than the bear. You just have to be faster than the person you're with. And right now, the bear is Kyle Larson, and Anthony Alfredo is a little faster than the driver he's next to because he just got around Jesse Love. But that fight is going to continue off of turn number 4 because I can promise you, Love knows the car behind him is the race leader. So Love will chase Alfredo into 1.
That's the urgency that's picking up over here in turns 1 and 2. Alfredo down low. Love in the middle groove, and Kyle Larson is getting bigger and bigger in Jesse Love's mirror.
They work their way down the back stretch, and they'll go single file with each other. Alfredo and Love, long way back to Kyle Larson right now. Justin Allgaier pedaling as hard as he can right now. He doesn't have any help from any lap traffic to slow Larson down.
Yeah, it allows Larson and Allgaier to essentially run qualifying laps, or I guess as much as you can run a qualifying laps this deep into a stint on tires, but they do have clean green racetrack. The gap this time across the line, again, 1.8 seconds. So, Ross, Allgaier's not taking out chunks. He's inching his way forward. The only question is, does he have enough laps with 30 to go?
I do not know, and that's why we're going to watch these last 30 laps to see. We've seen Allgaier get into the fence on this set of tires. I've seen him pushing the groove as high as anybody, especially from my vantage point down in 3 and 4. Other people were up there, but he seems to be right at the limit, which can wear those tires more. If he's finding grip in the gray, which is really tough to do here in Texas, he's going to be putting his Goodyear Eagles through the most extreme pressure and shearing that rubber off. So we'll see. He's making lap time, though, which is right now that's all he cares about.
Yeah, that is all he cares about. Want to document a couple of things. Corey Day, last week's winner at Talladega Superspeedway, he is going to finish this race 37th. He was the victim of an early incident in the opening laps here of this Andy's Frozen Custard 340. I bring up Corey Day because he's also one of the 4 Dash for Cash drivers vying for $100,000. Corey Day is not going to get that. The other 3, however, are all on the lead lap. Sammy Smith going for the Dash for Cash, and right now he is running in the 10th spot, right behind Sheldon Creed, a Dash for Cash driver. And we keep talking about how aggressive and fast Brent Cruz has been. Well, we have to remind ourselves that he's also going for $100,000 in the Dash for Cash. He is running 3rd right now.
Yeah, he's looking the best right now, and certainly about a half a lap ahead of those drivers like Creed and Sammy Smith, who are still very much in the hunt. They're begging for a caution or a problem, obviously, for Brent Cruz. But right now, Cruz is looking really nice in that Mobil 1 Toyota. It's put on quite a show. Maybe it hasn't had quite what Kyle Larson and Justin Allgaier have had throughout the course of the day, but you want to talk about next best in class. I think Brent Cruz has really established himself as that guy, and it may, Brad, end up rewarding himself with $100,000.
Yeah, that would be a great thing for him. Kyle Larson, with 26 laps to go, leads Justin Allgaier by 2 seconds. 3rd is Brent Cruz, Brandon Jones 4th, and Parker Retzlaff round out the top 5. Fireworks in the air here at Nashville Superspeedway.
Reddick and Bell locked together door to door as they head into 3. Nobody giving an inch there.
Start your engines as the Cracker Barrel 400 NASCAR triple header this May 29th through the 31st storms into Nashville Superspeedway, where horsepower meets Music City rhythm. 3 days, 3 races. It's a high-speed honky-tonk under the lights all weekend long. Get your tickets at NashvilleSuperspeedway.com or call 866-RACE-TICKS today.
What makes Toyota Racing? It's not just how we drive, it's why we drive. Bubba Wallace drives with resilience, building himself back up with a Toyota team that never lets him stay down. Jade Evadisian drives with determination to be faster, sharper, every lap, every day. Christopher Bell drives with inspiration, because when talent meets the perfect team, you don't just win, you inspire what comes next. Toyota Racing, your race, your story. NASCAR is a registered trademark of the National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing, LLC.
Kyle Larson has put reigning series champion Jesse Love a lap down. That means there are just 12 cars left on the lead lap with 24 to go in the Andes Frozen Custard 340 here at Texas Motor Speedway. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
I'm Andrew Kurland, along with David Stiles, here to give you the latest NASCAR news and opinions on PRN's Garage Pass. Would you give Braxton the bumper?
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, we've raced against each other a couple times, and I've been really fair with him and really clean with him. He might get stuck on the outside, and I got to build a gap because I see him out there, so I got to build a gap for two guys with people behind me to let him in, you know. So I'm feeling some bumpers from behind to try to help him.
With Garage Pass, you won't miss a moment from green to checkered flag.
Mike Rowe on the student organization known as Skills USA.
Well, everybody talks about high unemployment. It seems to me that the real problem is the skills gap. There are opportunities available, millions of them. Skills USA is on the front line. They're encouraging soft skills, specific skills. They're the connective tissue in between the opportunities that exist and the hopes that a lot of parents and kids have for their own future.
Learn more at microworks.com and skillsusa.org.
Skills USA, champions at work.
NASCAR heads to the Music City for their Cracker Barrel 400 triple header weekend, May 29th through the 31st.
Back at Texas Motor Speedway, and the caution flag is out with 22 laps to go. Problems for Raja Caruth on the back straightaway. He spun and hit the inside wall. A lot of heavy right rear damage to that number 32 machine. Ross Chastain, we're getting our first look at it as Raja was exiting turn number 2.
Yeah, as a fellow number 32 car driver for JAR this year, just high off of turn 2, right rear hung above the grip, out of the groove, long slide. He drove it all the way in the tail, just catches the outside wall. He then tank slaps a couple of times and then spins with heavier damage, heavier contact down into the inside wall. He'll be able to finish the race, but for this Mark Setzer-led team, this beautiful blue, white, and neon yellow HendrickCars.com, you can see him high right above, making speed, trying to get to the end of this race, but ultimately he gets out from under him.
It spun right in front of Sam Mayer, who's been having a good day running in the 7th position. All right, Brad, this is great news for Justin Allgaier because it brings him right to the back bumper of Kyle Larson. Also great news for Sheldon Creed and Sammy Smith and their hopes of winning that Dash for Cash. Maybe not what Brent Cruz wanted to see, although now he has a chance to win, and most certainly not what Kyle Larson wanted to see.
Pit road is open. Only 12 cars remain on the lead lap. Everyone tries to drive up to the back bumper of Kyle Larson as we start things off with Napa pit reporter Alan Cavana.
And Brandon Jones, he's been lurking in the top 5 and says it just gets too tight, so they're going to, quote, wake the front up and make a big adjustment to make it looser for the 20 car, Brandon Jones. Heather DeBow.
And Kyle Larson told his crew chief Marty Lindley that he got just a little bit tight on that run, but fired off okay. Marty said, I'm going to leave you alone, no adjustments here. Now the balance on the 7 of Justin Allgaier, he said it's better, but still a little tight, so just 4 tires, no adjustments for Justin Allgaier. Brett McMillan.
Air pressure adjustments for Carson Quapple. He said the car is a little bit tight still, 4 tire change for him. As far as Sam Mayer, he said the car is good, he's happy with it. He gets a 4 tire change and he's gone.
Race off of pit lane is going to be won by Kyle Larson. Brandon Jones up 2 spots. He exits in 2nd. Justin Allgaier 3rd. Brent Cruz 4th. Austin Hill picks up a spot in 5th. Parker Retzlaff 6th. Sam Mayer, Sheldon Creed follow those 2 off of pit lane.
Have you filed for disability benefits but were denied by the Social Security Administration? Or do you need to apply and are overwhelmed with paperwork? Are you between the ages of 50 and 63 and can no longer work because of an illness or injury? Thousands of hardworking Americans are in your situation. They file for disability benefits and are unnecessarily denied their much-needed benefit check. Call now for a no-obligation, free evaluation. We can help you nearly double your chances of approval and get your benefit checks faster. We understand the physical, emotional, and financial impact. We'll share our insider expertise and help you get your disability claim filed and paid immediately. There is a time limit to apply, so call right now. Operators are standing by to help you.
800-978-3903. 800-978-3903. 800-978-3903. That's 800-978-3903.
When we come back, we will take you commercial-free to the checkered flag of the Andes Frozen Custard 340 from Fort Worth, Texas. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Are you looking to make NASCAR a little bit more compelling, or are you tired of watching your bankroll dry up after missing another parlay bet on your favorite Cup Series driver? Well, I've got just what the doctor ordered, a steady dose of Racer's Odds. Hi, I'm David Stiles, and along with Andrew Kurland, we try to bring you the best insider information and our sharp bets as we help you grow your bankroll by betting on NASCAR's top 3 series. Find us wherever you listen to major podcasts and on the Performance Racing Network YouTube page.
Hi, this is PRN's Andrew Kurland. Weekends are the time to get stuff done. And when you're on the go, make sure you take advantage of the PRN mobile app. You can catch myself from the pits or the turns covering the action alongside our incredibly talented PRN crew. So you can listen to us from anywhere, at home, on the road, or even at the racetrack. Get the latest racing information at your fingertips by downloading the PRN mobile app today. Available in the Apple App Store or on Google Play.
NASCAR is back at America's Home for Racing, May 22nd through 24th for the Coca-Cola 600 weekend.
Welcome back to Texas Motor Speedway, under caution for the 7th time in the Andes Frozen Custard 340, as Rajah Caruth had a bit of a moment there outside of turn number 2 and got into the outside safety barrier on the back straightaway. After pit stops, Kyle Larson leads Brandon Jones, Justin Allgaier, Brent Cruz, and Austin Hill. And we're going to take you commercial-free to the checkered flag, brought to you by Toyota Racing. Your race, your story. Be a part of the action at ToyotaRacingUSA.com. We will restart Nick Yeoman with 17 to go.
Field just made their way through the Freeway Insurance Choose. It's going to be Kyle Larson on the inside, Brandon Jones on his outside, as we are set up for what could be Ross Chastain, a thrilling finish. It's the last thing Kyle Larson wanted to see was his caution to come out. But hey, that's what NASCAR is all about. He's going to have to earn this thing.
Who made the right adjustments? Coming back to take the green with 17 laps to go. The call on pit road, the air pressure in these tires, any wedge or track bar adjustments for these front 2 rows is what I'm watching. That's going to be the difference.
Great thing is that we actually have 4 fresh sticker tires on these cars as well, so this is just going to be a head-to-head dogfight all the way. We now have, after a wave around, 20 cars that are on the lead lap. The top 13 cars actually pitted during this last cycle. It also put Jesse Love as the free pass back on the lead lap. Pat Patterson, here we go.
Yeah, we're about ready here. Kyle Larson up here on the front row with Brandon Jones, and that right behind him, Allgaier and Brent Cruz, Austin Hill. Parker Retzlaff up here battling for a win. Pace car heads to the pit road. The Texas fans are on their feet.
We will restart with 17 laps to go in the Andes Frozen Custard 340. Kyle Larson to the inside, Brandon Jones to the outside. Larson not wasting any time, Andrew Kurland, as he darts into turn 1.
Larson tries to get away with the lead. Connor Zilic down low in second, while behind him, Sam Ware wiggling in a big moment, but looking up front, the battle is on for the lead. Here comes Justin Allgaier.
Justin Allgaier's got to do everything he can to hang on to the bumper of this lead car here. Once Larson gets gone, he's going to be gone. It's about 2 car lengths separate first and second.
16 laps to go. Sam Mayer made a big, bold move to go 3 wide into the top 5. He's running 5th, but Larson continues to lead him into 1.
Sam Mayer almost took half the field with him on the restart, but Justin Allgaier up front sets his eyes on Kyle Larson. It's about 3 car lengths from the race leader.
Down the backstretch they go. Once again, Larson has about 3 to 5 car lengths now into turn number 3. Bottom of the racetrack he goes. Allgaier is right there. Jones in that 3rd spot.
Sam Mayer is not done causing a little havoc. He gets to the back bumper of Brent Cruz, challenging for 4th. Parker Retzlaff is right there. It's a whole gaggle of cars looking for 3rd.
Whatever threw Sam Mayer awry is certainly not bothering him now. He looks to the inside of Brent Cruz. They're going to go 3 wide for the 3rd position. Here comes Sam Mayer.
What a great race. Mayer on the bottom of this 3 wide circle. Almost got 4 in the middle of it there. Retzlaff is going to challenge as well. They finally separate those cars out in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th spot.
4-car battle for 3rd. Sam Mayer carrying the sponsor of this race, Andes Frozen Custard, on his car. He's jumped up to 3rd. He wants another Texas trophy.
Sam Mayer has things settled so far for the 3rd position. Parker Retzlaff further back. Oh, he looks to the inside of Sheldon Green, who had a huge wiggle and a big moment moment, but looking further ahead. Brandon Jones sets his sights on Cruz.
Creed fights back on the outside, and here comes Austin Hill right behind this group, trying to work underneath and take advantage. Meanwhile, the battle stays tight up front.
All of this dicing has been music to the ears of those JRM Chevrolets. Kyle Larson leads with 13 to go. It's about 6 car lengths over Allgaier.
And that lead is ebbing and flowing. Both drivers down to the bottom of the racetrack. Left side, Goodyear's up against that white line as Justin Allgaier continues to hunt the leader, Kyle Larson.
Larson not exactly pulling away from Allgaier. Allgaier not exactly catching the leader. They looked pretty even at this point as they worked their way off before.
Going to be 12 laps to go. All these cars on fresh Goodyear tires. Kyle Larson leading the way. Last time by a half a second over Justin Allgaier. Sam Mayer runs in third. Brent Cruz, then Brandon Jones.
Justin Allgaier is going to have to start searching for speed. Larson is down low. Allgaier has drifted to the middle side of the racetrack, trying to find anything to hunt down the leader, Kyle Larson.
Sam Mayer back there in that third spot, and Brent Cruz still trying to hold on and maybe get back into that fight with that Andy's Custard car as they work their way off the corner.
Cruz still in position for that dash for cash, running in the 4th spot, but he'd like to claw his way back up into contention and catch Sam Mayer, who has been aggressive since we restarted. Mayer sits in 3rd.
Mayer's not going to be nice in giving this spot up. He is about a half car length above Brent Cruz for that 3rd position, but Cruz starting to close in on Sam Mayer.
Allgaier has a pretty good corner down there in 1 and 2, draws a little bit closer to the leader. Now down here in 3 and 4, calling about 8 car lengths or so.
10 to go this time by. You almost feel like Justin Allgaier's car might be coming to him. He whittled that lead down to, well, we were talking about half a second, Andrew. Now we're talking about car lengths.
His race car has come to life. We're talking about Justin Allgaier. He's definitely closing in on Kyle Larson. Looking behind them, Sheldon Creed makes a move to the inside of Brandon Jones. That's for the 5th position.
Can't quite get it done. Creed will fall back in behind Jones there in that 6th spot. Meanwhile, up front, Allgaier again tracking the leader.
And Allgaier's moved up the racetrack. He was running about a full groove and a half off the bottom, looking for that clean air and looking for track position, continuing to stalk Kyle Larson into 1.
I mentioned Allgaier was looking for something, and I think he found it, and Kyle Larson recognizes it. Larson now up to the middle groove, trying to take the air away from Allgaier, who's certainly closing 3 car lengths in now.
Allgaier makes his most ground up down in 1 and 2. He holds serve down here in 3 and 4. That's pretty much what it's going to be this time by. Again, about 6 car lengths.
Kyle Larson, the defending winner. Justin Allgaier has never won here at Texas. Last time by, he had the fastest lap on the track. Now 3 car lengths away from Larson.
It's a quick draw battle here at Texas Motor Speedway. Larson 2 car lengths now in front of Justin Allgaier. They both run the middle groove. We're going to have a battle for the lead here before we know it.
4 car lengths separate 1st and 2nd. Here's Larson now. Pulls that car down midway in the racetrack. It's Allgaier lets his car slip just a little bit to the top side of the racetrack.
This is as close as Justin Allgaier has been off of turn number 4. It's down to 2.5 car lengths. Larson is pedaling with 7 laps to go.
This certainly has to startle Kyle Larson, who had a comfortable lead before the caution came out. Justin Allgaier right up against the cushion of the racetrack. He's trying to find some speed. Call it 1 car length on the race leader.
Catching him's one thing, passing him's going to be another. Talking about the job Allgaier's got. He gets within a half a car length, goes right to the bumper of Larson this time. Calling about a half a car length separate 1st and 2nd.
6 laps to go. Justin Allgaier told us during pre-race he wants that cowboy hat. He's trying to make it to victory lane, a half a car length from Larson.
Allgaier got a great run down the straightaway. Let's see how he can use it in turns 1 and 2. He's about a half car length above Kyle Larson. He's going to get to his right side, and Larson shuts the door on Justin Allgaier.
Just like I said, catching him's one thing, passing him something else. Allgaier's going to have to remount the charge here as he tries to hold serve down here in 3 and 4. Again, calling about 2 car lengths.
Now Kyle Larson moves up the racetrack, going to try to take that high line away from Justin Allgaier. They'll try to work around a lap car of Mason Maggio with 5 to go.
That was a major block Kyle Larson put on Allgaier, and it's extended his lead to a car length as they work their way around Mason Maggio. Larson is going to continue to try to hold off Justin Allgaier.
Allgaier with his hand on the trigger, just looking to figure out where he can pull it right now into turn number 3. Separated by only a car length, first and second off of turn 4.
4 laps to go. Kyle Larson a car length and a half ahead of Justin Allgaier. Allgaier's going to run in his tire tracks back into 1.
You might only have one chance to pass Kyle Larson here for the win at Texas, and let's see what Allgaier can do. He sneaks to his inside, and let's see if Allgaier can get there. No, but they are nose to tail down the backstretch.
Allgaier trying to get the aero advantage here going into the corner with the Larson. He stays right on his bumper now, puts the pressure on Young Money all 4.
As they exit turn 4, they look like one car. That's how close Justin Allgaier is, right in the tire tracks of Kyle Larson. 3 laps to go here at Texas.
And don't look now, but lap traffic might come into play as Garrett Smithley is slow in front of them. Kyle Larson, 2 car lengths in front of Justin Allgaier, but they may catch lap traffic before this is done.
Allgaier knows he's only going to get maybe one more shot at Larson. He's got to make it work. Here he comes into the corner, pulls right to the bumper again, lets his car drift a little bit higher up on the racetrack. Larson still controls.
Lap traffic stays clear. 2 laps to go this time by. Now right on his rear deck lid. Justin Allgaier trying to take away the lead from Kyle Larson.
If you want to win at Texas, you're going to have to prove it. Justin Allgaier half a car length behind Kyle Larson. Larson a groove lower than him, but he continues to follow him right in his tire tracks down the backstretch.
How bad does Justin Allgaier want it? Bad enough to put the bumper on Kyle Larson? We're about to find out. Into the corner he goes. One more time. Top side of the racetrack. Doing all he can to run down Larson.
White flag is in the air off of turn number 4. Larson by just a car length over Justin Allgaier. One more trip around Texas Motor Speedway.
The sand is out of the hourglass for Justin Allgaier. It's do or die for him. He gets right to the bumper of Kyle Larson. Call it about a half car length. He'll have to make the move down the back straightaway.
One more shot. Allgaier's got it. Larson down the backstretch. They go for the final time today here in Texas. Will he put the bumper on the 88 or not? Not going to get close enough. Larson's got control all 4.
Kyle Larson now pulls away from Justin Allgaier. He'll see the checkered flag and win the Andes Frozen Custard 340 for the 2nd year in a row. Justin Allgaier comes home 2nd, Sam Mayer 3rd, and Brent Cruz will win the $100,000 Dash for Cash as our 4th place finisher here in Fort Worth.
Whether your engine runs daily or only when you need it, Z-Max Micro Lubricant is the force you need against carbon buildup that can damage your engine. Combustion causes carbon and other harmful deposits to build up in your engine, fuel system, and transmission. And carbon is like sandpaper, rubbing against your engine's internal parts. You don't want that. You want Z-Max Micro Lubricant. It soaks into metal and keeps your vehicle running at peak performance. Find out more at zmax.com or visit us on Facebook and X. Protect your engine to the max with Z-Max.
Here's Bubba Wallace on the importance of sponsorships.
This sport was built on relationships and partnerships and sponsorships, and none of this is possible without our sponsors and being able to represent Fortune 500 companies and just all around great people. I've had a fair share of sponsors be a part of my career and forever in debt, forever grateful for the opportunities to represent those brands.
NASCAR Network Radio drives business.
Big burnouts for Kyle Larson going back-to-back here at Texas Motor Speedway. We'll come back. You'll hear from our race winner and the top finishers of the Andes Frozen Custard 340. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Hi, this is Doug Rice of PRN. Join me for another great episode of Fast Talk.
There must be hundreds of thousands of individual parts in that car that are put together by hundreds of guys all over the world that come together in a hub, that come together in a spindle, that come together in a bearing. You have to include thousands of people in this conspiracy. And then when it's over with, you have to go around and get rid of all those thousands of people.
That's Fast Talk right here on PRN.
We work hard to keep our cars looking great on the outside, but engine components need our attention too. That's where you can trust Z-Max Micro Lubricant to disperse carbon buildup in your engine and fuel system. Keep your car or truck running at its peak. By soaking into the metal of your engine, Z-Max Micro Lubricant improves performance, extends engine life, and reduces emissions. Trust the many customers who said, "Thanks for saving my engine." Find out more at zmax.com or follow us on Facebook and X.
You're listening to live coverage from the Performance Racing Network of the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series.
Back at Texas Motor Speedway, Kyle Larson has won the Andes Frozen Custard 340, and Heather DeBoe, you're with the driver who just picked up $100,000.
Yes, I am, and he's here with that check sitting on the dash of his car. Brett, heck of a race out there, a lot of battles going on throughout the entire thing. Just kind of take us through your experience here at Texas Motor Speedway for your first time, because you were up there and you sure had a shot at it at points.
Yeah, for sure. Today was a blast. Just want to thank the good Lord for keeping us safe today. Beautiful day here in Texas. Mobile 1 Toyota GR Supra was as fast as it could be. Some mistakes on my part, learning green flag stops and stuff, but that comes with it. I had a blast, and thankful to bring this team home some money. They definitely deserve it with how hard they've been working in the shop. And yeah, congrats to Kyle and Justin, and it was really fun getting to race some of the best guys in our sport.
That's Brent Cruz. He's your Dash for Cash winner here at Texas Motor Speedway, and he also brought it home fourth today. Alan Cavana.
Another impressive day for Parker Retzlaff in his 99 car. We don't expect you always in the top 5, but you did it today. What was your biggest challenge, and how'd you make it happen?
Yeah, I mean, I think our biggest challenge was fire off all day. Just for the first probably 6 to 8 laps, we just didn't have the overall grip of the front couple of cars. And then after we got to like lap 10, I felt like I was pretty good. I mean, in top 5 car, but just that late race yellow there with like 18 to go, I was like, Jesus, just had such a simple day going of running top 5 there, and then just made it a little bit harder there with 20 to go to just, finish the top 5 just for all these guys on the Fentanyl Free America, number 99 for Viking Motorsports Chevrolet. Just overall a great building day. It's probably the best mile-and-a-half car I've ever driven. We had a good day, something to build on, and a clean car.
Heck of a driver, and the team is getting better as well, Brett McMillan.
Third place finish for Sam Mayer. Came home. He's got the title sponsor for today's race, so you don't get the custard trophy, but you get the frozen custard afterward anyway. And a third place finish. The way this year has gone, I would imagine that you got to feel pretty good about the day.
I'm really glad you mentioned it, because this year has been an absolute grind, but all these folks at Haas Factory team has done a really, really good job. And yeah, just so proud. This week we really needed this, and we delivered. We had a huge points day for the guys, and obviously it's a really good day for the Hendrick Engine Shop too. So really proud to be a part of that program. They've done great for me, and yeah, just the Andes Chevrolet was really, really good, and yeah, I just really looking forward to keeping it rolling.
Some frozen custard tastes really good right now, won't it?
Oh, I can't wait to give me some frozen custard, maybe a little concrete action. The world's my oyster here with Andy's frozen custard.
I like the way he's talking.
All right, thank you very much, Brett, and a very happy third-place finish for Sam Mayer. Kyle Larson making his way to victory lane here at Texas. We'll hear from Justin Allgaier coming up here momentarily, and just that amazing, really a multi-lap fight. Once we restarted with 16 to go, they were just duking it out the whole way, Ross.
Yeah, I think that we weren't sure who was going to have the right adjustments in their car. We saw the 7-car Justin Allgaier be stronger. I think if he had track position from before the pit stop, he wins the race. He was able to get to the bumper. We were wondering if he'd go to the bottom. He was committed to the top, could not move Kyle Larson out of the groove. One key block off turn 2 by Kyle Larson when Justin had gotten to his right rear. That key block was the difference in who won this race.
Justin Allgaier is going to have to settle for a second-place finish, Alan Cavana.
Yeah, the best battle all day was between teammates, even when you were lining up, and it came down to you and Kyle at the end. What ultimately made the difference? Because you were pursuing him.
Yeah, just track position right there. I think clean air was so important today, and really proud of our team. Our Rotor Chevy was really good today, and we fired off a little bit too hard on the splitter there on the short runs and kind of all of the runs there, and I think that was the difference maker. We lost some track position early on, and then just trying to get it back, and we were able to get our way up through there and ultimately just came up short. So, happy that JBMotorsports have a 1-2 finish. Hendrick Engine Shop, everybody Chevrolet, all of our partners. I mean, we have so many great partners on these cars that get us up and down the road every week. And, look, you're glad when a teammate wins, but you just as much want it to be yourself. So we'll walk out of here. I'll go back and figure out what I could have done to be better, and we'll go from there.
All right, Justin Allgaier, always learning, Heather DeBoe.
And Kyle Larson brings it to victory lane. He was the defending race winner last year. He does it again right here at Texas Motor Speedway to get his second win here in the O'Reilly Series. He's giving some handshakes and high fives to the team right now, making our way all the way over here to his crew chief, Marty Lindley, and his pit crew. Kyle, Those last 10 laps, you had to hold off a hard-charging Justin Allgaier. Take us through the moves you had to make to keep him behind you and ultimately win the race today.
Yeah, no, he was a lot faster than me, and it's just harder to play defense in this series than really, because I thought he was just so much faster. But yeah, he ran me really clean, and thanks him for that. But yeah, that was fun. It was hard work again. I mean, like Vegas, we were not that good, and then just worked on it a little bit, and got some good restarts, and things work out. But yeah, it was going to be a close finish regardless. I think whether that caution came out or not, I think he was quite a bit better than me.
Now, this is your second win on the weekend. You won the high limit race Thursday night. You won here today. You're going to race again in just a few hours at high limits, and then you have tomorrow. Do you think you could do a clean sweep and get 4 wins here at Texas?
I don't know. We're off to a good start, but it's really tough. Everything's got to go right, and I feel good about my cars that I've got left to run, but we'll see. So just huge thank you to HinderCars.com, Chevy, Napa Auto Parts, everybody on this JRM team, Dale Jr., Rick Hendrick, everybody. So the Hendrick Engine Shop, these engines in this car run really, really good, compared to the field. So hats off to everybody there too.
Well, congratulations on the win. Good luck tonight at the dirt track. That's Kyle Larson, your winner here at Texas Motor Speedway.
I like the way that he says, yeah, the cars I still have left to run are pretty fast. Life is good for Kyle Larson.
As a race car driver, that's all you want. You want race cars at your disposal, and he's got them.
If he wins the dirt track tomorrow night, it's kind of like the immovable object. What's the phrase? The in between a rock and a hard place, immovable object, unstoppable force. If it's Carson Hocevar, who's having the greatest week of his life, and he squares off with Kyle Larson, who's possibly going for 4 straight tomorrow in the Cup Series race, Brad, we may have something to talk about.
Well, they're going to have to go through that Kubota Chevrolet.
That's right.
Let's not forget, Ross did go from 31st to 2nd last year. You don't have to get up that many spots now to win this race.
I don't. And is it an omen that there's a Kubota on the speedway here in the Echo Park restart zone doing some turf work, doing some grass work down here where cars slid through the grass? We've got the grounds crew here for TMS out ready to fix the grass ahead of the Worth 400 tomorrow.
I think that's a great, great thing. Any final thoughts, any observations that might help you tomorrow?
I like the way the rubber laid down up in the second lane. Should be clear tonight. No moisture on the racetrack, and all that'll still be there. So the track and NASCAR will work to clean the facility on and off the racetrack overnight before our race tomorrow. But definitely like what we saw. I mean, Justin Allgaier had many lanes below Kyle Larson at the end of this race, Nick, and he did not go down there. More grip was at the top.
Yep, Kyle Larson did a good job of moving up, taking that lane away. Let's give you a look at the final full field rundown. Kyle Larson wins today here at Texas Motor Speedway. Justin Allgaier does have to settle for 2nd. Sam Mayer finishes 3rd. Brent Cruz is your Dash for Cash winner with this 4th place finish. Phenomenal run for Parker Retzlaff to come home in 5th. Rest of the top 10, Sheldon Creed 6th, Austin Hill 7th, Brandon Jones finished 8th, Jesse Love 9th, and Jeremy Clements comes away with a top 10 finish.
Carson Quapple finished 11th. 12th was Anthony Alfredo. Sammy Smith 13th. 14th was Ryan Sieg. William Sawalich 15th. Dean Thompson finished 16th. Patrick Starpoli 17th. Josh Williams was 18th. LeVar Scott 19th. Brennan Poole, the last car on the lead lap, a 20th place finish for the Texas driver.
Sure, Connor Zilich wondering what could have been. He ends up 1 lap down in 21st after looking really strong and winning stage number 2. Harrison Burton also a lap down, finishes 22nd. Austin Dillon finishes 23rd. Ryan Ellis was 24th. 25th was Blaine Perkins. Jeb Burton finishes in the 26th position. Josh Balicki was 27th. 28th was Joey Gase. 29th was David Starr. And Kyle Sieg finishes 30th.
Garrett Smithley finished 31st. Mason Maggio finished 32nd. Taylor Gray had some issues. He finished 12 laps down in 33rd. Rajah Caruth ultimately out of the race with that incident with 17 laps to go. He finished 34th. 35th was Austin Green. Brad Perez 36th. 37th was Corey Day. Dawson Cram rounds it out, finishing 38th here in the Andes Frozen Custard 340. We're back on the air tomorrow, 2:30 Eastern for the Worth 500, where Spire teammates Carson Hocevar, back-to-back poles here at Texas. He'll be joined on the front row by teammate Daniel Suarez. Want to thank a great broadcast crew. Out of the turns, Andrew Curlin and Pat Patterson. Our pit reporters, Heather DeBoe, Alan Cavana, and Brett McMillan. Our engineers, Harold Hamrick, Ben Blevins, and Bill Parrott. Our race directors, Laura Beth Barnhart. Kent Bernhardt is our production director. Sales and marketing, Barry Roach, David Stiles, Hank Lee, Emily Hawk, and Alexis Erickson. The senior vice president and general manager of the Performance Racing Network is Jerry Horn. For Ross Chastain and Nick Yeoman, my name is Brad Gilley. Congratulations to Kyle Larson. If you're here, head over to the dirt track. The gates open in about 15 minutes for high limit racing from Texas. We'll see you back here tomorrow for the Worth 400.